She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your two-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work, strike a pose.
I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my two-step, my little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work.
Hello, everyone. Hold on. I'm not even about to ask. I'm about to back out, come back in again, okay? Just in case. Hello. Okay. I just wanted to get that out of the way because just so it doesn't sound robot-y, if it does, let me know. Hi, everyone. Damn it. I just dropped my juice. Okay. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. If you are new here and you don't know me, my name is Teaya Symone. Over on this channel right here, we do commentary mostly and makeup. Yeah, I got to do a makeup live very, very soon. It's coming. I'd say within the next couple of days, I'm going to be doing a makeup live because makeup is still my passion and it's still what I love to do. So let's say hi to everybody. Hey, Crystal's Tuna Taco. And I also want to say welcome to the Glam Fam, to my new members. I love you guys. Little Texas Tornado and Missy, welcome to the Glam Fam, beauties. I'm like really happy to see you guys all here. I know we got a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Carol. Genuine. Mama of 6. Hey, Goose. Hey, Jill B. Tina, Missy, welcome. Sunflower. Let's start at the top. Oh. Hey, Llama Girl. Nana of 5. The Best Mama Bear. Hey, LB. Hey, Francie. Cloudy XX. Sweet Sherry. Catherine. It's so good to see you. Hey, X Sparkle Baby. How are you? If I missed anybody, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I love y'all. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Glam Fam, Holla Girl. Welcome to the Glam Fam. Welcome to the Glam Fam, Miss Rebecca. How are you? Thank you guys. You guys are so amazing and make me feel so special. So I appreciate that. I don't have time for makeup, but love to watch. I don't either. I just make time because it's very therapeutic for me. Flying Monk, Laura. Hey, Heavenly Instinct. Hey, Heather. Yeah, I make time for it because if I didn't, because makeup is like therapeutic, it's my happy place. So if I didn't make time for it, I would, you know how some people like to sit and enjoy coffee for like a few minutes? Mine is, I just want to sit and do my makeup, whether it don't matter, but I make time for it though. So you're going to change your name? Ding dong. There's some pretty folks here. I'm going to go hide under a couch. You're silly. You guys are all beautiful. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. It means the world to me. You guys already know that. I don't have to tell you. But we already know what today is about. So the members only live, I'm so happy that some people are having a chance to become members, because I had to reschedule it because 2 lives in one day. I don't know if I can do that with 2 kids. Hey, I tried. I tried, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing it. So the members only live will be tomorrow, and it's just going to be a discussion about critical thinking and how important it is, especially with the Dre Marvon case. So I want to talk about that because I feel like it's hard to use your critical thinking. It's hard to look at things from every aspect, but it's necessary. It's important, right? So today we are talking about, obviously, what I've been talking about. If you are new here and you don't know, I have been covering Without a Crystal Ball and her coverage on this case from the very beginning. Ever since she started covering it. I think we all knew how she was going to act once she started covering this case, and we were right. We were all right. We have warned people that chose to work with her. However, some people have to learn things for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I've been there, done that. And I'm not going to say it's not the last time either. Just because somebody tells us about or warns us about a person, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to listen. Some people just like to see things for themselves. And some people are like, like I could warn somebody new in the community about Without a Crystal Ball, but they're going to have to figure that out for themselves. Just like with anything. So her coverage on this case has been really bad lately, in a lot of ways. And it's crossing over to slander as well. Okay. It really is. And it's annoying. It's annoying. I know everybody, you get so frustrated because we all know her whole stance on this case from the very beginning. And now she's trying to sway everybody's opinion. And all of a sudden now she uses critical thinking. No, she doesn't. Just trying to change mostly trying to change her audience opinion, her supporters' opinion. That way they can get on board to whatever it is that she wants to discuss about this case. Probably about 2 weeks ago, you would think she moved on, but she hasn't. 2 weeks ago, Marvon's family chose to part ways with her. Like, they didn't want to associate with her anymore, and that's okay. Hey, Llama girl. I don't know if I said hi, but hi, beautiful. That's fine. People can set boundaries for themselves. If people don't want to work with you no more, there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do to stop that. So ever since then, her whole narrative has completely changed. I would have more respect for her if she gradually went into it. But the minute, and I'm not talking about maybe you wait a couple days, I'm talking about the minute that they chose to part ways with her, her whole opinion on this case changed drastically, to a point where now Marvon is not a victim, even though he is in the hospital, in a coma, fighting for his life. We all pray for him every day. I truly believe that he is going to come out of his coma and be a better person than he was ever before. I think he's going to be bigger and better. In my opinion, I do think that he is going to overcome this. However, right now he is in the hospital bed fighting for his life. And you have somebody like Without a Crystal Ball who is literally kind of victim shaming him, in my opinion, because we've all seen the way that this case has played out. And we have all seen how, I need to change my light. Okay. And we have all seen how the erratic behavior of Slay with Dre McCray. That's what attracted people to this case. That's why people still to this day are talking about this case, because of Dre's behavior and the things that she's done. So no matter what, in my opinion, Vaughn is the victim. He's the victim. And not only is she victim shaming Vaughn, but in my opinion, now she's attacking the family, victimizing them. And I have been calling her out from day one because, first of all, we all knew that she was going to act this way. And in the beginning, she was covering it okay. Within the next couple of days, though, excuse me, you could already tell where her opinion was changing. And you could not even her opinion, but just the way that she was treating Justice for All and Molly. There's still audio till this day that's only on Without a Crystal Ball's channel and nobody else's. Hey, Nikki Rex, it's good to see you, sweetie. She was being very selfish with this case. So now that this case, that she has been involved in this case, it has turned into a shit show, to say the least. Okay. So I am going to pull something up real quick. One second. It has been a long day. I don't know what it is, you guys, but I feel like time just goes by so freaking fast. Like it's never ending. Like every day I hope the time will just go a little bit slower, but no matter what, time just goes so fast. Okay, so I want to show you guys something really quick. I need to pull it up though. Hold on. I'm only going to show this really quickly, though, because I don't like doxing. Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, this is Without a Crystal Ball's page, whatever, her Facebook page. And it says Andrea and Abby's divorce. That's my ringtone. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike from that song. All right. Thank you. All right. So this is what she recently posted, and I want to show you guys something. So Andrea and Abba's divorce was finalized on January 21st, 2014. As you see here, Abba filed for divorce from Andrea. They were only married for 8 months. Please stop these false narratives now. Thanks. I was given permission to publish this document to stop the false narrative by Abba's friend. His friend has requested the questions about this to cease. They are divorced and both of them are remarried. Okay, so I'm not going to show this because it's not redacted. And it's not redacted, okay? Because this is what Without a Crystal Ball does. She puts things out there without redacting them. And it's from my understanding that for the little bit that I watched thank God that I was in there at that time. The little bit that I watched of Molly Golightly had people on panel. And I think that there was somebody on panel who was not suggesting that not suggesting that Abba and Dre got a divorce or didn't get divorced. They were having like different scenarios and stuff like that. Anyways, to sum it up, nobody said that Dre didn't get a divorce from Abba and they were illegal. She was illegally married to Vaughn or anything like that. It was just something that was thrown out there. You know how people get on a panel and they have a discussion and they say, what if this? What if that? That's not a false narrative. Those are people who are throwing out their opinions and saying, what if it happened like this? What if it happened like that? But Without a Crystal Ball, of course, wants to take things and run with it, and actually turns things into her own narrative, to be honest with you, because that's not how it went on the panel from what I've seen. I wasn't able to watch everything, but I did see that specific part because it was sent to me. So she doesn't know what she's talking about. So there's that debunked, because nobody said that they were illegally married or anything like that. There were people just throwing out scenarios. They were saying, well, what if this and what if that? Right. Dre had said it on a live that her divorce with Ava was finalized when she and Vaughn got married. So we were all discussing if that was true. Exactly. It was a discussion. It was people having discussions and throwing out ideas. Nobody was trying to put out any kind of false or fake narrative. So shut up. Quit with your reaching. That's what you're doing. Keep reaching for it, because this is what she continues to do and continues to do, right? Okay, so that's debunked. What else do I have to debunk? Let's pull up something else here. And LB knows, because I'm pretty sure you were on panel, right, LB? So she would know. That's just you without a crystal ball doing it to yourself. Basically, that's what you're doing. Trying to basically start more shit as if you haven't already started enough. That's just, what you do. So I do want to show you that it is the one that I have is redacted, right? This is redacted, right? Yeah, because the names are on the top. Okay. Okay, so this one is redacted, and this is the divorce papers. If you go on to Without a Crystal Balls, which I'm not going to show it because that would be doxing, okay? Abba, which is Dre's ex-husband, his last name isn't out there, okay? It never was out there until Without a Crystal Ball put it out there. I'm sure that he wouldn't want his last name to be put out there for the world to see, especially because he's a very private person. He has said nothing this entire time. He's been very classy and has tried to keep his anonymity. And when you do that, when you put his last name out there like you did Without a Crystal Ball, then you start talking about how the ex-husband is getting death threats. Okay. Well, nobody would know who he is if it wasn't for you. You may have got their permission, but did they give you permission to share their last name? Could you have not blanked it out or something? Redacted it before you posted it? You can't blame other people for that, right? It never stops. Never. So let's pull something else up. you know, because now I guess allegedly, Dre's ex-husband is getting threats, death threats and things like that. Well, nobody would know who he is had you not put his name out there. So, just to let you know. So, let's share this and debunk something else because so many things to debunk. Here's another post 3 hours ago. A woman on Molly, aka, we all know her name, Molly's Live, just falsely claimed that Marvin and Andrea McCrae are not married. She didn't falsely claim it. She said, what if? There's a difference. You know, when people have a discussion and they're talking about things and they say, well, what if this, what if that? Nobody's claiming anything, especially, does she claim to know them personally? So if she doesn't know them personally, then how does she know? They were having a discussion, a conversation. This is 100% false. Their marriage license was recorded on September 24th. September 24th. September 24th, 2014. Her divorce with Abba was finalized in January. She is legally married to Vaughn. She does not need POA. All of this is disgusting because they want to give you a false hope that somehow they can remove Andrea from Vaughn's care. That's not how it works. Sorry. Spouses in AZ do not need POA, even though Andrea has POA over Vaughn. So, yeah, hang on because I'm going through this stuff first before I open the panel. So, here's the thing. No one said that, okay? I seen it for myself. No one said that. All they said is that they were having a discussion. They were talking with one another and having different scenarios. I can play that clip just to prove that that's not true. You're just making it up. Yes, I will open the panel here in a couple minutes. MGL blocked KJ. Why can't KJ take a hint and stop stalking MGL's live stream panelists and other channels? Exactly. She just keeps going and going and going and making all of these false accusations, and it's ridiculous. And she posted that quickly after they said it. Yeah, so that means you're watching every minute. Like, what? I can't. I can't. Like, I don't understand why a person can be so overly obsessed. That's just my opinion, okay? It's not fair to sit there and make these false accusations and you have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not going to look at my comments at all. I'm just going to wait for you guys to come on here. And I'm going to clear up a few things because this is getting ridiculous. Like, so ridiculous. Like, beyond ridiculous. I'm just trying to, like, do my videos for my YouTube channel. Getting my third one rendered right now. Just going to wait a couple minutes for people to come on here. Hello. Hi. Some of you are getting here now. Welcome. Okay. So let's talk for a second here. there was a video a clip that was sent to me. I was not watching Molly's live.
Quit fucking lying. You were watching the live. You literally posted not even. So you mean to tell me you posted like 2 minutes after they were having that discussion? You mean to tell me that somebody sent you a clip that quickly? Stop lying. Stop lying. You're lying. Okay? Have a stadium full of seats. You were watching.
Because I literally have been editing on my channel. That's what I do. I put out edited content. I did a couple of videos on the Duggars, and right now a video is rendering and being put together on the Sister Wives, because my channel loves to talk about ridiculous cults. And while I was editing my video, I got a message that there was a clip from her live where she was cursing out people that wanted refunds.
Oh, sorry, you guys. I forgot to mute. When did that happen? Who was being cursed out for wanting refunds? People who wanted refunds? You mean the people that you led to want refunds because you asked for a refund? Is that what you're talking about?
And then she was also yelling about how people were trying to get served. So Andrea was they were trying to serve Andrea today, and that did not happen. And Molly then, aka Marissa, decided to say that she knew exactly where Andrea was, and all Abba would have had to do was contact her. So what I'm going to say about this is going to be straight to the point. I don't want to mince words. I'm not here to start drama. I'm just going to tell you factually what's going on here, because she wasn't talking about me, because I'm not the one that's trying to get served or serve Andrea. It's not my responsibility to serve Andrea. I have no part in getting her served. Molly claimed that, or Marissa claimed that she knew where Andrea was, but all Abba had to do was call her and she would have told him, which is kind of crappy if you think about it. If you had information, why would you withhold that from someone and make them call you? I don't know that that's actually truthful, but that's just me. And then she said something about how if that person treated her so poorly, and that they treated her like SHIT, and because of that, she didn't say anything, and she wasn't going to help, and it wasn't her issue.
Do you have proof of this? Hey, Justice for All, how are you? It's good to see you. Do you have proof of this without a crystal ball? You're saying this. You're saying somebody said this to you. So how about showing the proof? Because if you can't show the proof, nobody's going to believe you. I don't. This is hearsay. And that's all you've been doing throughout this entire situation. Everything is hearsay.
But she's known about this for days. Her issue is justice for Vaughn, and going after the nasty people that disparage his family every single day. Okay. What I'll tell you is this. Marissa has been trying to reach Abba for days and sent a text message because she wanted to verify that, one, a Cash App was set up by a friend of his, and that I didn't fraudulently set up a Cash App, and wanted to warn them, Abba, about me. In turn, a text message exchange was sent by Abba.
So you're saying all of these things, okay, with no proof to back it up, for one. And for two, without a crystal ball. Don't you think that people should be warned about you? Look at everything that you are doing. Look at what you're doing to this family. Look at what you're doing to Marvon's family. Look at everything that you've been doing thus far. They should be warned about you. I'm sure she didn't contact them or specifically call them for that reason, but people should be warned about you because you have literally slandered everyone who has been involved. But most importantly, you have been slandering this family. Okay? People should be warned about you. Period. You literally just doxed this man. It's nobody else's fault that if he is allegedly getting death threats, that's your fault. Even if you did have his permission, out of respect, you should have redacted the names on there. You should have redacted them. And you're saying that the friend is telling you all of these things? A friend? I don't know if I believe that. I don't believe anything you say.
Telling her, yes, this was set up. Please don't share this. And I'm not talking to you for a reason. I have a family friend that's working specifically with Katie. Katie's helped me tremendously get videos, and that's it. This isn't drama for me. This is my children and my children's lives. And made it clear that he didn't want to be involved in any of this. And I've been speaking with his friend, and she knows now because he told her that his friend is speaking directly with me, and that's his choice. The friend is working on his behalf and doing things to help his case, and whether you guys agree with that or not is really none of his concern. This is his close friend that's helping him, and he doesn't want to be involved in any of this, and certainly doesn't want to be involved with anyone that has been sending people to homes where his daughters are, that's having people like follow Dre where his daughters are with. His kids are with Dre. And so when people are harassing Dre, they are directly harassing children that he cares about, and they're putting their safety in danger. And his concern is the safety of his children. So all we're trying.
You see, this is what I was hoping wouldn't happen, because some way or somehow, without a crystal ball, because she couldn't work with Marvon's family, she had to some way continue to still insert herself and keep herself involved and in the middle of this case. And if she is talking to a family friend of Dre's ex-husband, okay, then that still keeps her involved, and that still gives her the ability to, get information on the inside. There's your reason right there as to why Without a Crystal Ball is trying to deflect the attention away from Marvon. And the reason that this all started to begin with, she's trying to deflect, to cause a diversion and to have people worry more about what it is that she wants to talk about, because she's no longer involved with Letitia and, Letitia's family. So therefore, now she's trying to flip the narrative and make everyone believe that, no, this isn't about Marvon. This is about the kids. This is absolutely ridiculous, because that's the only reason, if she is allegedly talking to a family friend of Dre's ex-husband, it sucks that they don't know what type of person she is, in my opinion. Okay? Because I can tell you right now, if she was still in contact with Letitia and her family, she would not be talking to Dre's ex-husband or a friend of Dre's ex-husband, in my opinion. There you go. There's the reason why you can blatantly and obviously see why she keeps trying to bring the attention more and make it more about the kids than what this case was started about in the very beginning. And the last time I checked, I don't ever remember Molly inciting anyone to harass Dre or her family or those children. I think everybody has shown that they really do care about the children and care about them being safe and protected. I don't think that she would do that. I think the only thing that I've ever heard Molly say is that somebody to, if you're there, pass by her house or something to look at the shed. But regardless, that's why you see her talking about who she's talking to. She's talking to a friend of Abba's. So therefore, that's why she's trying to get all the attention to where she wants it to be. So I guess now everyone's just supposed to forget about Marvon, forget about why this case started, which is justice for Vaughn, and turn the attention to, no, this is about the kids. This is about the kids. Well, let me tell you something. You showed the papers once that he is filing custody for the kids or temporary custody for the children. Let him take care of that. That's not why this case started. That's not what this case is supposed to be about. Yes, the kids are important, but this case was supposed to be about a Marine who is laying in a hospital bed fighting for his life and some very, very major concerns about the things that his wife has done up into this point. That's it. There was a woman on panel who said she lived nearby and she wanted to take pictures of the shed. I told her not to because I had them on Zillow. Okay, there you go, right there. Nobody has been, this is just without a crystal ball, trying to do whatever she can to make Molly Golightly and Justice for All look like they're just these horrible people who's trying to get Dre harassed, and that's not the case. But in the beginning, please don't forget what Without a Crystal Ball has done, what she has done. And what she has done from the very beginning is she literally called Dre the M word. She literally said that she believes that Dre took her husband out. Now, because she's no longer aligned with the family and she's salty, now everybody needs to direct their attention to the kids. And she wants to make the case about the kids because now she's on the inside talking to a friend of Abba's. It's ridiculous. And it's very, very obvious what she's doing. And if anybody else can't see it, I'm sorry. You need to look a little bit closer.
Trying to do here is get her served. That's it. And I'm not even the one that's doing it. I have nothing to do with it. Nothing. I'm not involved in the case. I'm not a part of the case. All I've been doing to you guys is reporting information. So then there was an argument that was happening because someone went on Molly's channel, Marissa's channel, and said that Andrea wasn't really married to Vaughn. That's not true, and I guess she corrected it later. But she is married. They were married on September 24th of 2014. Then I posted that, and then people in comments started arguing and saying, well, she's not really divorced to Abba. You guys, do you understand when you say that he's not divorced?
I thought you said you weren't watching the live Without a Crystal Ball. Didn't you say that you didn't watch the live and that somebody sent you a clip of what was said on panel? So therefore, did somebody also send you a clip of what they were talking about in the comments too? Were you watching the comments, or which is it? You just said that you weren't watching the live stream. This is the stupid things that you lie about. It doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just say I was watching the live stream? Why don't you just say that you're watching every move that people make? You're watching every move that Molly makes. You're watching every move that Justice for All makes. You're watching every move of what they talk about. Just admit it.
Divorced to Abba. Abba's remarried, literally. So if you say that she's not divorced to Abba, you're declaring that Abba's current marriage to his wife that he's been with for years is invalid. It's so disrespectful. So the friend said to me,
I'll tell you what's disrespectful without a crystal ball. Posting divorce papers that Abba's friend gave to you. Posting divorce papers without redacting the names. That's disrespectful. Okay, let's start there. And I'll tell you what else is disrespectful. You talking about this case, period. Okay, so now it matters. Of course, it matters what people say in comments, but why do you, without a crystal ball, care what people are talking about in the comments? In no way, shape, or form did anybody make any kind of big deal out of that. It was just a discussion, you know, throwing up different scenarios and things like that. That's what a panel is supposed to be about. No one's making or saying that it's true. It's called what if, you know, like a scenario. Quit trying to act like you care, because you don't. You don't care. You don't even care about this family, the kids. You don't care about anybody but yourself. So now you're going to try to exploit this whole situation. If you cared so much, you wouldn't be acting this way. Okay. I will have Goose send you the link, Molly. I'm going to send you the link and you can come up for a minute, but I want to finish getting to this because she is just... Hold on one second. I sent it to you, Goose. Okay.
this is stuff that he's allowing. He's got a friend that's helping because he doesn't want to be involved. And if that offends you and if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but the friend doesn't want to be known because the friend doesn't want to be harassed. The friend doesn't want to be threatened. There's been so many threats and so much harassment in this case that there are people that are so terrified of being outed because they know as soon as they are, their information is going to get doxed and put all over the internet. So I'm just trying.
Sorry, guys. Okay. So you want to talk about doxed. You're the one who's actually doxed everybody in this case without a crystal ball. I just want you to know that. You doxed Dre, okay? You actually put up her address when you posted the police report without it being redacted. And you just now doxed Alba. Nobody knew his last name. I didn't know his last name. Nobody knew it until you just posted the divorce papers and it says blatantly his last name. You're the one who doxes. You don't have any room to talk about anybody. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Like, you can't sit here and talk about people doxing when you are literally the queen of doxing people. That should be redacted. Nobody knew his last name until you just now posted it. If you comment the truth on her page, you will get blocked immediately, even if you aren't rude. Or after her live stream, she will turn off comments and delete all the ones calling her out. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is no truth with you. I don't blame Molly. You know, if she did, this is allegedly, this is only coming out of your mouth. I don't blame her if she warned the family about you. I'm sorry. You have literally been causing so much trouble. It's you. It's only you, and you're doing it purposely. The family should be warned about you. They probably won't listen anyway, but they should be warned. That should be his warning sign right there. You literally doxed his last name. And for what? Hey, Lucy, welcome. Don't worry, I will be reading all of you guys' comments. Okay, let's continue.
Trying to protect the source here, the friend. I'm trying to do right by Abba and just help.
And I sent Goose the link, so Goose can send it to Molly.
Share the information in a objective and a respectful manner without being offensive and disrespectful to him, disrespectful to his daughters, disrespectful to the situation. She's making it challenging to be served, but that doesn't mean they're not doing what they need to do in order to make it happen, okay? We're also, they're not going to tell you guys what they're doing because that totally makes the situation worse. Like, if the internet knows if the internet knows what he's doing, then Andrea knows what he's doing, right? So if the internet knows where they're looking, Andrea knows where they're looking. Like, not everything about this case needs to be public. We don't need to not everything about what they're doing needs to be publicized. And frankly, it's none of our business, the steps that they're taking in order to ensure that Andrea gets served. She didn't get served, and so the hearing was moved, and it's been pushed out for like a month. Okay? A month. They have a month now until the next hearing date.
But it's none of our business though, right? Oh, thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. That means a lot to me. Thank you, sweetie. But nobody's supposed to know, right? But you're sitting here. Listen, if they tell you anything, everyone's going to know because you're going to exploit and capitalize off of this case, period. That's exactly what you're going to do. So don't sit here and try to act like it's none of our business. No one needs to know this. No one needs to know that. Whatever they tell you, you're going to put it out there. They needed to be warned about you. You have literally put out this man's, Letitia's ex-husband. You put out Marvin Sr.'s criminal record from the past. You put out Molly's criminal record. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see how this family can even consider talking or working with anybody like you. This is just the reality of it.
Somebody is claiming on their page that they had information that could have helped the girls and the father, and that person claims to hate Andrea, but was sitting on information that could have helped the girls, and the same creator that's claiming that they care about the kids and are worried about the kids, that sat on information and withheld information that could have helped the father, but didn't because they were mad at the father because the father said, I don't want to be involved in this drama. And you don't tell them because they didn't contact you, you don't have the best interests of the kids in mind. You're not here for the kids and you don't care about them, because anyone that actually cared about the kids that had her location would provide that information to the people that need it without the hysterics and the
Shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. You don't know nothing. That's the problem without a crystal ball. You know nothing. You don't know anything. How was I supposed to know? I'm not mad at him. Why would I be? Exactly. You don't know anything. This is just you running your mouth to run your mouth. How was I supposed to know that they needed information? Exactly. No, she's just doing this to throw you under the bus, Molly. That's all she's doing.
The drama and yelling and the screaming. This isn't like a game about how many views you can get and how many super chats you can get and how many memberships you can get. It's
okay. You are the only one who cares about clicks and views and memberships and money, because if you didn't, then you wouldn't be attacking people the way that you are without a crystal ball. You have attacked Miss Letitia. You have attacked Marvin Sr. You attacked Wynette. You've attacked, which is Marvin Sr.'s wife. You have now you're literally victim shaming Marvin. You have attacked Dre, obviously, in the beginning of this case. You have attacked Molly. You have attacked Justice for All. Anyone who's covered this case, you have attacked. 10 to Life, you have attacked her. You have attacked every single person that you don't like, okay? Because either they parted ways with you, all because of this case. Okay? Nobody, you're not slick. Okay? Let's put it that way. We all can see through this bullshit. And anybody who can't, like I said, you need to look a little bit closer. This woman has attacked so many people. Okay? She started attacking the moment Letitia and her family chose to part ways. It's pure evilness. That's all it is. And it's ridiculous. You act like people can't see it. It's nothing. It's about clicks and views with you. To you, this was your case, and you are mad and bitter because someone else is covering it. So miss me with the bullshit.
If you really cared about these kids and you had that information, you would have given it. You wouldn't have gone on your channel and said, well, I had that, but he didn't call me and he was mean to me, so I didn't give it. That almost feels like you're holding information hostage because you're mad, petty mad at someone for telling you that they don't want to deal with your drama. It's ridiculous. So that also makes me believe that you're probably lying, because what person in their right mind, if they had information, would withhold that?
So how is anybody withholding information? Nobody's withholding information. If he wanted the information, why didn't he reach out? It's very simple. If anything, I would probably think that you'd be behind the scenes saying, oh, nobody knows and Molly wouldn't know either. Don't contact her. Like, I could see you doing something like that. I wouldn't put anything past you. You don't like these kind of accusations, do you, without crystal ball? But it's okay for you to make these kind of accusations about other people.
Especially someone that's been on live 5 hours a day, every single day for...
Really? So you're going to talk about other people doing live streams for 5 hours a day when literally you have been posting so much and doing so many live streams on Facebook that you are now monetized. You're monetized now. How are you monetized without a crystal ball so quickly on Facebook? You are monetized because you continue to post and do live streams about this case. So you're sitting here talking about other people doing it, but you're doing the same exact thing, if not worse.
I don't even know, 30 days at this point, claiming to care about the safety of these children, but yet you had information that could have helped them, but you actually helped Dre avoid service by not providing that information. That's ridiculous, man. Like, and then when people are asking questions and want to know where money is going, they have a right to ask questions, especially when something's being donated for a specific reason. Fundraising is not just open-ended. That's not how fundraising works. And when you fundraise, you're supposed to give a specific set of reasons for why you're using the money. You went on your live, she went on her live last night and said that anyone with her donations, Letitia could go to the spa, Letitia could do whatever, have a nice dinner. She's inviting other people to say that same thing and say and claim that the donations don't need to be used for the stated purpose. And that's not the truth, and that's not the law, and it's actually,
you know what, without a crystal ball, it's none of your business at this point because you asked for your money back. Okay, for one. And for two, if other people aren't complaining, then why are you complaining? Because you're jealous. That's why. You're jealous. At the end of the day, I don't think Molly meant it that way. I'm sure she meant it as if, you know, if you want to take some time out for yourself and go to the spa and use some money for that, that's fine. That doesn't mean don't use the money what it's donated for. That means if you have a little extra, go buy yourself a dinner, go to the fucking spa. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. She's not saying don't use the money for what people are donating for. But this woman does deserve some extra attention for herself with everything that she's been going through thus far, including what you have put her through without a crystal ball.
Theft by deception if you say that you're fundraising for an attorney and you're not using the money for that. The GoFundMe specifically says that it's for an attorney. That's it. So it better be for an attorney, right? And people want their money back. And Letitia said, well, I'll refund it. But she's not. There's a woman that donated $500 to her in the beginning of July that Letitia has not refunded, that wants her money back. She asked for the refund on July 6th.
Where's the proof of that? I want to see the proof of that. You asked for your money back without a crystal ball and you got your money back. So why wouldn't somebody else get their money back? So there you go, okay? Accusing someone of something without any type of proof to back it up. And even if you did have proof to back it up, you're so malicious and jealous at this point, I wouldn't believe you. You want to know why? I would think that you would go so far as to create your own motherfucking account, okay? And then freaking, I don't know, make your own text messages and stuff. I can just see you doing something malicious like that just to make this woman look bad. If she wanted her money back, you got your money back. So why wouldn't anybody else? You asked for your money back a couple weeks ago. You got it back, no problem. So now you're trying to insinuate or lie and say that somebody else asked for their money back? Show the proof. Show the proof. because you don't have it. If you had it, you would have shown it.
Way before any of us were involved in this, I believe. I don't think I was involved in July 6th. She asked the money back on like July 5th or 6th. Letitia blocked her, and she doesn't have her money back. So people aren't getting their money back, and that was $500. So again, I'm just going to remind you guys, don't use Cash Apps. I promoted the Cash App that one or two times. I'm not promoting any more Cash Apps. I'm not promoting any more fundraisers. Don't start any fundraisers. Don't fundraise for this. Like, it's just completely unnecessary. And the amount of misinformation to make you guys think that there's an actual chance for this lawsuit that Letitia is going to file it's all being done. Like, Letitia says, I want to quit. I don't want to be a part of this. And they're all encouraging her to stick with it. What is their incentive to stick with this? Is it money? Because Letitia offered to pay Brittany. Brittany flat out said to me, Letitia offered to pay me to help her. What makes you think that Letitia hasn't offered to pay Molly to help her? What do you think Molly is getting out of this? Why is Molly going on every single night for hours upon hours upon hours? You don't do this kind of work if you're not getting paid. There's no way this is out of the goodness of your heart. And
Molly, 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 Molly. That's all you keep talking about. Molly. Even when I show the text messages between you and the admin, Molly. Everything is Molly's fault. Molly, Molly, Molly. You're obsessed. You are obsessed. You need to get some kind of help, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, there are people who do things out of the goodness of their heart. Not everybody's like you without a crystal ball. Not everybody's like you, for one. And for two, if you were still covering this case and you were still talking to Letitia and her family, I promise you, the way that you post now, this is nothing. If she was still covering this case, she would be live all the time. She would be doing the same exact thing. The same exact thing. It just so happens that the family was smart enough to part ways with her. Thank God.
And I have a platform. I know that damn well. You're gonna, if she's gonna make the money that she's gonna make, and I don't care who makes money, by the way. I'm not one of those micromanagers of people having monetized platforms, by the way. What I care about is the deception.
Is that why you're monetized on Facebook now without a crystal ball? Is that why you're constantly going live on Facebook? You do at least 2 lives a day, at least 2 to 3 lives a day on Facebook every single day. And now you're monetized. You got this nice, pretty ad right in front of you. Are you not getting paid? Yeah.
Of it. So you're going to continue to fundraise. Why? Because you want people to believe that these things are going to happen and can happen, and you want to perpetuate and put out a narrative that you believe a crime has happened that hasn't been proven and police haven't said happened. Police said it was a suicide attempt, and in that report hasn't changed. And all these people debating power of attorney to make you guys believe that power of attorney can actually change is also a ruse to get you to believe that if you donate more money, they can actually file this in court and it'll go nowhere. Because Andrea doesn't need power of attorney. She is his wife and she already has power of attorney. Spouses in the state of Arizona have the right to make medical decisions, especially if their loved one is incapacitated and their spouse is incapacitated. And it's not going to get removed because somebody decides that they want to petition the court. Andrea would have to first be removed.
So now you're an attorney and a judge. So you know what's going to happen. First of all, anybody knows that if something goes to court and a judge finds that a person has ill intent for their husband, or they're proven to be negligent, or they're proven not to be fit to make any kind of medical decisions when it comes to their husband, I've seen it happen to where she would not have power of attorney anymore. The judge is the one who rules. You don't know what you're talking about because you're not an attorney, nor are you a judge. I don't care what you looked up and what state or the state that they live in or whatever. You're not a judge. So you don't know anything.
As the medical decision maker, and she would have to be proven incompetent.
Okay, Miss Smarty Pants. She would have to be proven incompetent. She would also you can prove that she has ill intent. You can prove that she is just not fit to make medical decisions when it comes to her husband. It happens every day.
Do you know how hard that is to be proven incompetent, or to be doing things that are fraudulent or not in the best interest of Vaughn? I explained to you yesterday, if doctors believed that she was a danger to Vaughn at this point in time, they would report her to APS and there would be a case. Any judge would decide that. And then a judge.
Okay, first of all, you have no idea what you're talking about at this point, because yes, doctors can, just because a doctor may not notice that she's like that, or regardless, there's always different reasonings as to why a doctor may not report, or you don't know if the doctor has reported because you don't talk to the doctors. The doctors are not investigators. Their job is to take care of Vaughn and make sure that everything is okay with Vaughn. They're not investigators.
Judge would find someone to appoint as the POA if needed, but that's never happened, and it's not going to happen because right now Andrea is following the rules.
How do you know that Andrea is following the rules? Are you in the hospital with her without a crystal ball? Do you have some kind of nanny cam in the hospital to where you see that Andrea is following the rules? Or do you speak with one of the doctors there? Do you talk to one of the doctors so they know that Andrea is following the rules? You don't know what's going to happen and what's not going to happen without a crystal ball, because you don't talk to anyone in this case. When it comes to Marvon, nobody. You don't talk to Letitia or the family anymore. And I damn sure know you don't talk to Dre. You don't talk to anybody to know what's going on in the hospital, what rules are being followed, what's not. You don't talk to anybody to know that. So quit trying to sit here and act like you're so educated. And now let's add on to the list of a judge and attorney, but now you're psychic. You're psychic now. So you know what's going on. You don't know anything that's going on. I don't believe that you're talking to Dre. And if you are, you still wouldn't know, because you're not in the hospital with her. No one is, except for the doctors. And I guarantee you're not talking to the doctors.
For the first time in her life, probably. I don't know. But bottom line, this endless fundraising is because they're making money. And the more time and energy you put into this, it's mind-numbing to me that we're like over a month into this, and you guys still think that justice for Vaughn is because a crime committed that hasn't been proven, and you think that a court docket is going to be filed, which it's been over a month and nothing's been filed because there's no case. And that's not bashing the family. That's literally just telling you the facts.
But see, here's the thing. You don't talk to the family anymore, so you don't know any facts involving Marvon. You don't know any facts. You do not talk to the family. So this is just you making things up as you go. You don't know what's been filed, what hasn't been filed. Just because something's been filed does not mean it's public yet, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be public. It may be public records or whatever. I don't know. When it happens, but obviously these types of things take time. You're trying to insinuate that it's endless fundraising for Letitia and for Molly and Justice for All. And for you to say that, you have to have proof to back it up. And you have no proof. You don't know what Letitia is doing behind the scenes. And frankly, it's none of your damn business at this point because you're no longer involved in the case. You're no longer directly involved with this family. So therefore, you don't know shit.
Of the situation, and it's not being rude to tell you that it's theft by deception if people tell you that I'm donating money, you're donating money for this, but then she can go to a spa on my dime.
Keep reaching without a crystal ball. Keep reaching, because I can tell you right now, you better be careful because you're on very dangerous territory right now. You're on very dangerous grounds. And I'm not saying that to be mean or nasty or any type of threat. I'm saying it because you already have 2 active lawsuits. Are you trying to go for 3 more? Because now you're trying to make it seem like it's theft by deception, and you have no proof of that. You don't. You don't talk to this family anymore. So therefore, if you're trying to make all of these accusations, and when you make an accusation like that, you better fucking have proof. Sorry, I'm cussing, but I'm getting pissed off. You don't have proof of that. And the reason why I say that you are reaching, you're reaching, keep reaching for it. You keep reaching, but you're never going to reach that point, because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going on. And any idiot can read between the lines and know what Molly meant, okay? And this is in no way me defending Molly or Justice for All or anybody. This is me calling you out on your bullshit. That's what this is me doing. Justice for All and Molly are doing fine. Whatever it is that they're doing, as far as what they're doing for Letitia and the family and everything that they're doing, they can speak for themselves. And they have. But I'm telling you right now, you're on dangerous grounds by saying this, because like I said, any idiot can reach between the lines and see what Molly meant when she said she can go to the spa. So how much do you think it costs to go to the spa without a crystal ball? She didn't mean it like that, and anybody could see that. All she meant by that was, if you have some extra money left over, go to the spa. Go buy a dinner. There's nothing wrong with that. And nobody else is complaining at this point, then why are you complaining when you ask for your money back? That means you got some money left over, go to the spa. You deserve it. You've been through a lot. I get it. This woman has been through a lot, and it's pissing me off that you continue to keep putting this woman through more, and this family through more than what they're going through already. They're already going through enough. They don't need this. And I'm sure they're probably doing the best that they can to ignore you. And I think they're doing a damn good job of it, because you are completely irrelevant. There's no reason why they would have to acknowledge you in the first place. Let them keep doing what they're doing. Molly, Justice for All, and Letitia, let them keep doing what they're doing. But the point is that the last thing they need to be worrying about is somebody like you. Which brings other people who call you out, and that's so important, in my opinion.
It's none of our responsibilities to pay for her decisions in life. If she wants to hit a lawyer or if she wants to do things, it falls on none of us. None of us.
Then why did you promote her GoFundMe? And why did you say in the beginning that she needed an attorney? Why did you say that? If you didn't think that she needed help getting an attorney, you were all for it in the beginning.
More importantly, if people have questions and want to get their money back, they also shouldn't be told that they're classless pieces of shit. They shouldn't be cursed and berated and degraded.
Well, I'm sorry. I think you're classless. I do. Without a crystal ball, I do. I think you're classless. To attack this family for no reason, but because you are jealous and because you are the one that wanted to be the leader of the case, that's classless to me, in my opinion.
Andrea's husband, ex-husband, Abba, shouldn't be spoken like that and then said, oh, I have information that could have helped you, but you treated me poorly, so I didn't help you.
Who said that? Nobody said that. That's you making shit up. That's what you're doing. Trying to stir the pot even more. Okay? You're the only one that's turned this into a shit show. You are the only one.
And then you're 2 days ago, but Raza needs to eat. Those poor kids need to get saved. You really said those kids needed to be saved, and then you said you had information that could have helped those kids, and you didn't do anything? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't like to have to address this kind of stuff.
Sure you do. Sure you do. You love addressing all this stuff. If you didn't like it, you wouldn't be doing it right now and making yourself look like a clown, because that's what you're looking like. You are trying so desperately. To be honest with you, you can see the desperation in your eyes. You are trying and reaching so hard to get people to believe that Molly is this villain and that Justice for All is this villain, when the only villain here is you. It would be different if you did this all on your own, but the only reason why you're doing this is because you're salty, because the family wants nothing to do with you anymore. And that's where it becomes desperate. That's where it becomes people looking at you like you're sideways, because you're not doing this for the right reasons. You're not calling people out for the right reasons. You're doing it because of your hatred and greed and jealousy. That's why you're doing it. You didn't just start calling them out because you watched and you observed and you're this good Samaritan and you want to do what's right by everyone. That's not why you're calling this out. You're calling this out because the family said deuces. That's it.
I would rather just do what I'm doing every day, putting out my sister wives content and talking about the Duggars and talking about Mariah and Olivia Plath fighting. But
so go back to talking to them and quit talking about this case. Very simple.
The amount of misinformation that's happening and the amount of continued harassment is it's just not acceptable.
I have to pause every second because it's like the amount of continued harassment. You're right. The continued harassment by you without a crystal ball. The only one who continues to harass is you. Nobody's harassing anybody except for you.
If you care about the kids, justice for Vaughn is not justice for Vaughn. And we don't have to bully sources to give information. Like, I didn't force them to work with me, you know? It's not about that. It's about respect. These are real people's lives. Those girls and a dad is super worried about them. And of course, they're not going to want to deal with people that sent people to the home where those girls are at and are continuing to harass the mother of where the girls are because they're with the mom. You harass Andrea, you put Andrea's life in danger, you put the kids' lives in danger. It's as simple as that.
Nobody is harassing Andrea. Okay? Just because you chose to stop talking about her, just because other people are talking about her, and not just Molly and Justice for All. I've been covering this case. And there's a lot of creators who've been covering this case down the rabbit hole. A lot of people have been talking about this case. Okay? And just because people are talking about this case and bringing awareness about Dre's behavior and how she acted, what you initially did for 3 weeks straight without a crystal ball, talking and doing videos about Dre's behavior, putting out audio about Dre's behavior, that's not harassment. That is the life you choose to live when you put your whole life on the internet. It is what it is. But that's not harassment. The only one who has continued to harass is you. This targeted harassment that you have done to Letitia, to her family. And to be honest with you, you're harassing Molly now at this point too, and Justice for All. Because you're watching their videos and every statement that's made, even if it's just a discussion of people just throwing different scenarios out there, which they're allowed to do. You're allowed to have a discussion about this case. You're the first one to post on Facebook and make lies and accusations with no proof, no facts to back up anything that you're saying. And all I'm saying is when you start talking about theft and all of these types of things, you better make sure that you have proof of that. And proof is not somebody saying, oh, if you want to go to a spa, get your nails done or whatever, treat yourself. That's not theft. Every single case that you touch, you always cross the line. You always do. You always overstep your boundaries. You always say the most bogus, outrageous, sensationalize every single case you touch. And that's why you continue to get sued.
So again, don't harass Andrea. Don't call APS. Do not call CPS. Do not call the hospital. Do not call police. Everything is already being handled by the people that need to be handling it. Do not interfere in investigations. Do not play detective and try to figure out a crime. Like, this isn't going to help the situation. Dissecting what's happened for 5 hours a day, how much is Letitia paying you? What cut are all of you guys getting?
Yep, she's trying to get sued. I don't know which way to say it. Like, you can't make those type of accusations. Sorry, you guys. I love mints. The lifesaver mints. If you keep making these kind of accusations without a crystal ball, I'm telling you, you better stop. You need to stop.
Of this, what are you benefiting from? I'm getting paid $0 from anyone involved in this. I'm not asking you guys to donate to anyone.
You're getting paid off Facebook right now by doing this live stream. Should I rewind and show the few ads that have popped up since you've been on Facebook without a crystal ball? You're getting paid. That's what I'm saying. She's pushing it. She's pushing it. You can't do that. I'm sorry. And it's not even just about anything else, but you have to understand that there are lines that you just don't cross. And if you don't have proof of something, you do not say it. And there, especially something as heavy as that. You can't do that.
I actually had someone take down a GoFundMe today that they started, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Nobody should be starting any more GoFundMes. nobody should be asking for any more money. Period. I'm thankful to the people that are coming around. Y'all are waking up and seeing what's happening here. Von's situation.
Miss me with that. Nobody's coming around without a crystal ball. If anything, you're starting to get more people that realizes who you truly are. It's something very important here that you guys need to pay attention to. First of all, let me just debunk that right there. Nobody's coming around or seeing anything. If anything, you're losing people because they're seeing you for who you truly are. Your true colors are shining through with this case, for one. So the only reason why you have the balls to say that is because you delete people who call you out on your BS, and you delete comments and block people. When this live stream is over, anybody who said anything negative or called you out, they're blocked. Nobody's coming around. Maybe some of your little minions, that's not even coming around. Your little minions who follow everything that you do, okay, fine. They're going to stick by you no matter what. They've stuck by you after what you did to Tati, after what you did to Emily Baker, all of those people. But the point is that you're only making things worse for yourself, because these are things that you only chose to do because the family chose to part ways with you. It's not as if you are still talking to Letitia and her family, and then you're sitting back like, I don't like what's happening here. And then you cut ties with them, and then you start calling it out. No, that's not what you're doing. You didn't do it out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing this because you're salty. That's it. And because you're jealous. Because the things that Molly and Justin are doing, that's what you wanted to be doing. There is no way in hell that people who cannot see this is looking at this with a clear head. That's all I can say, in my opinion.
In a coma has been exploited by a group of people that had financial motive, in my opinion. And they've created his, to me.
In my opinion, I think you seriously need help. That's just my opinion, because you don't think before you speak. You just speak and then think afterwards. And sometimes I don't even think you think afterwards. That's just my opinion, because you will literally say all of these accusations without even blinking. You can't do that. You cannot accuse people of something like that. Exactly. Projecting. That's all you're doing.
Justice for Von means dignity for him right now, and getting people to stop exploiting the situation and lying about legal issues that haven't happened, and creating false narratives about what did happen. Because if Von woke up right now, right today, and he saw all of this, I know that he would be so grossed out by all of it. And
he would also be grossed out at you because you called his wife the M word. But see, here's the thing. You don't know Von. Like I said, let's add psychic onto the list. So now Without a Crystal Ball is a psychic. You don't know Von. You don't know how he would act. You're not in his head. You don't know anything about him except for videos that you have seen. You know nothing. So you don't know how he's going to act. None of us do. Including yourself. This is just you trying to incite chaos. That's it. And to me, it's not going to work. No matter how hard you try, you're not going to stop people. If anything, Without a Crystal Ball, all you're doing is bringing more attention to Molly and Justice for All. With every new person that you get, you're bringing more attention and bringing more traffic to their channel. That's what you're doing. And making more people aware of this case.
bet you more than anything, he would be so mad at what's been happening to his kids. He'd be heartbroken at the danger that they've been placed in, the harassment his wife has gone through. You don't have to like Dre, but Vaughn loved her. And that was the truth.
You sound so pathetic right now. You just do. You don't know Vaughn, okay? And nobody's denying the fact that Vaughn loved his wife. Nobody's denying that, but you don't know him. You don't know what he's going to say when he wakes up. You don't know how he's going to act. You don't know anything. And at the end of the day, even if he was to act the way that you are saying without a crystal ball, all he has to do is go look on your channel and see the videos where you played audio of them arguing and see the videos of where you called her a murderer. Sorry, that's the last time I'm saying that word. You called her the M word, and he can see all of the exclusive audios that you have on your channel, which is a completely different narrative than what you're saying now. You're the bigger creator. He would go to your channel first, and he would see all of those things that you put on your channel. So you don't get to say that without a crystal ball. You just don't. She's without a crystal ball because it cracked down the center when she looked. Thank you for the super chat. Firefighter and Medic says she's without a crystal ball because it cracked down the center when she looked at it. She is lying about my friends Marissa and Justin. I know she is. I do agree with that. Yeah, all Vaughn would have to do is go to your channel and see how you're the one who started it all. You started it all. You started with the audio and the source that gave you the audio and only wanted the audio on your channel. All he has to do is look on your channel. So please miss me with the bullshit.
He made a decision to try to end his life, but that didn't mean that he didn't love his wife. It means he wanted a way out of his pain. And again, if you're dealing with suicidal thoughts and you need to speak with someone, use the suicide and crisis hotline 988. It's available for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Know the warning signs, help a friend, reach out to a friend in need. You do not have to suffer in silence.
No goodbye? You're not going to say goodbye? You guys, I'm going to show one more thing and then I'm going to have Goose come up on panel. But it is absolutely ridiculous. Hold on one second. Sorry, you guys. I'm just reading comments real quick, but thank you, Susan. Thank you, LB. Thank you, guys. I was talking to my fiance who's standing right here, who just left. That's why I had it muted. Thank you. Thank you, guys. If his parents lose their parents and are tired of being berated and attacked and they come for her sideways, it will be deserving. Then people will talk about them negatively as well. They are better than me. I agree. Yeah, that I'm just I was just muted because I was talking to my fiance who was standing right here trying to make sure the backdrop was working good. Okay, so hold on. No, it's okay. 1 second here. I am going to bring another thing up really quick. Okay. Okay. Oh, that looks good.
My phone is 720. 720 HP.
Yeah, it's. I have to pay for it to be 1080. Okay, admins of Justice for Vaughn invited the entire group to a live stream, which accused me of creating chaos and inciting hate after they said they never respond or badmouth. For weeks, this group has gone after anyone that does not fit their narrative. Let's remember here, I'm asking people not to attack or harass, dox or harass. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Justice for Vaughn posted my video, and this is what Without a Crystal Ball posted, and it's now deleted. Why did you delete that, Without a Crystal Ball? Didn't want people to see my video? Why'd you delete that? I wonder. Because that was posted to her page, and I guess she's sharing what Justice for Vaughn posted, because they posted my live stream. So why did you delete that post? My guess is because my videos make sense. Okay, they just do. What you're doing is slander. You're doxing people and harassing people. Period. So therefore, why would you want people to see my video, and why did you delete it? Why did you delete that video? Or why did you delete that post? Let's put it that way. Doesn't add up to me. Okay, I am going to do something real quick. Wait, I think I sent you the link already, though. So you already have it. Hey, girly.
Hey,
Hold on. I gotta turn off this.
just let me know if my voice is like too loud for people in chat, and I'll try to change the settings. Sometimes it's fine on auto, but other times it's kind of loud. So I just think it's funny how
You're good.
you know how she says like she's asking for, you know, people not to dox or harass. And I'm like, let's see exactly who you've harassed. Molly, Justice for All, Brittany, Annie from 10 to Life, Letitia, Marvon Sr. You might as well add his wife in there as well, because when you did what you did with Marvon Sr., you put his wife in a dangerous situation. And if you were actually a survivor of DV, like you said you have been in the past, you would have realized that that was a really stupid thing to do. But I question that, in my opinion. And then LB, and then you doxed Dre, and then you doxed the girl's father. You did it again today. I mean, even if the dad said, oh, it's okay, you know, like let's just say his wife told you it was okay to put out his full name, you still could have been respectful enough to just retract some of the information. Like I did today with helping Teaya, I retracted his last name and his middle name and part of his first name, so that because you know as well as I do, KJ, that this man has one of the most unique names probably in the entire world. I'd be shocked if there was another person with his exact same first, middle, and last name. But again, you don't care about that. You do what you want when it's convenient for you. And then let's see, the other thing was, you want to talk about the donations because you're so hung up on that. And it's funny because, again, you pulled your donation back because you didn't think that it was being used in the right way. But yet, if you, again, were looking into things because you want to talk about the GoFundMe, you would have seen that the amount, which is $4,760, and $4,000 went immediately to the retainer for the one attorney. You want to try to say that she had an attorney, but she currently has 2 attorneys. So no, nobody's going to give you the names to both of those attorneys, because just like you wouldn't want Dre's attorney to be put out or the father's attorney to be put out because people would then call and harass. You think only one side is harassing 24/7, but we know what your people do as well. It's been happening for the last 3 years to people online. So, and then in regards to like the Cash App and PayPal and Venmo and whatever the other ones are, multiple people have literally said, use it for whatever, use it for travel, use it for gas, use it for airfare, use it for hotel, use it for food. People have said, hey, you know what? If you want to use some of it to go get your nails done, to go get your hair done, to go out to dinner, go ahead and do that. Okay. There's already been
something extra or something like that. Like it,
right.
Any idiot could see that what Molly meant was like, if there's some extra left over, yes, go get your hair done. Go get your nails done. You deserve it. You've been through so much, including what Without a Crystal Ball continues to put her through. So therefore, she does deserve it. It doesn't mean, yeah, take all the money and go to the spa every single day. Like she's reaching. She's reaching. That's all she's doing.
Exactly. And then now she wants to say, you know, that he made a decision to, you know, unalive himself. Okay, again, KJ, how do we know that? Because the last time I checked, the police investigation hadn't been closed. It was still open. It was still being investigated. And I'm sure you're going to now go off on a tangent because I know you're watching Tia's lives. I mean, obviously, you repeated 2 things that she talked about in a live and then put one thing out the next day and another thing out the next day. And now you're talking about, you know, this live that was done the other day. So that's fine. I hope you are watching this, but you clearly didn't
want to. Come on.
Yeah, you clearly didn't listen to the recording of what Vaughn said to Dre about, you know, how abusive she was being towards him, you know, how he wanted to leave. Let's say, what about the 25 police calls? You know, he wanted to leave and take his computer. He wanted $2,000 to get away. You know, he literally said to her, I don't feel like I'm going to do something to myself. I'm scared to stay here, but it's not because I feel like I'm going to do something to myself. I'm getting help for that. Okay. She wouldn't even give him $5 for a freaking sandwich. Okay. And you want to act like, oh, it was just him, you know, it just means he was in his low of low, you know, like, come on, open your head. I mean, open your mind a little bit, you know, because it's very clear that you're trying to think one way and one way only, and it's making you look really ignorant. You say that you're trying to like not bring drama and everything like that. But yet when people are in your live chat or people post comments on your Facebook or YouTube or whatever, it's literally like blockity, block, block, delete, delete, delete. That's all you do. You just get rid of everything whenever you can. And as a survivor, I think it's really gross what you're doing because, again, I don't have a problem being his voice. And, in my opinion, he was a victim of abuse. He did try to leave multiple times. Dre didn't. And all the police reports and everything like that, it's always from Dre's perspective. Am I shocked that Vaughn may have made a comment about how he left a bruise on Dre's arm? No. Because a lot of times there can be a reaction when somebody takes your phone, which in a lot of cases, if you're trying to leave, if you're trying to call 911, that's actually a crime. And you should know that, again, because you claim to be a survivor of DV. You should know all of this stuff if you're actually a survivor.
Yep.
And then to say, like, what cut are you all getting? How much are you guys getting? And try to say that Marissa and Justice for All and LB and Letitia and Marvon Sr. and Wynette are all paying everybody to do this. I would love for them to all get together and sue the shit out of you.
Me too.
Because what you just said was so defamatory.
That's defamatory. It's slander. You don't have any proof to back that up. And it shows right there why Without a Crystal Ball is constantly in lawsuits, because you cannot make that type of accusation by saying everybody's getting paid. That's why people are talking about this. Everybody that's involved with Molly is getting paid. You can't do that. You just can't do that. And you have literally pushed it so far to a point where I hope that they do. I really, really do. I hope that eventually they take your ass to court, because you are literally accusing everyone of theft by deception. And that's wrong. You can't do that.
Right. And, she wants to try to be like, oh, well, Marissa talks about how much fundraising she's done and this, that, and the other. Well, you know what, KJ, how much have you raised online? Because the last time I checked, you had 2 fundraisers going on Facebook and they had $0, which, you know what, it's fine. People can donate if they want, but that means that you actually didn't donate anything to both of your fundraisers, which is pretty pathetic. So it's like you posted stuff up.
You don't even promote it. You haven't even promoted that fundraiser. It's just up there on your Facebook.
Right. You would think talk
about that of wounded vets and all that's serious. That's important. You don't even talk about that.
Right.
You're too busy worried about Molly. It's become an obsession, and you're reaching and you're trying so hard. Like I said, if you look at her, you could see the desperation in her eyes, because now that she's working with the father and she is allegedly talking to the father's friend, whatever.
The wife,
exactly.
In my opinion.
In my opinion as well. The point is that now that she's talking to them, now she wants to make it all about the kids. But let's not forget why this case first started. And about Molly talking about, I know you wanted to address this too, with the address thing. Molly not telling the father of, didn't go and ask her. He didn't ask her.
Not only that, but KJ has said multiple times that he doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't even want help anymore with like fundraising. He wants to do it on his own and everything like that. And then, and then when he's telling people, don't contact me, KJ's literally telling people don't contact him, or he doesn't want to be involved. Do you really think that somebody's going to reach out and be like, oh, hey, by the way, I know you said that you don't want to be bugged. You don't want to be talked to. You don't want to be involved, but I have some information for you. No.
So now she's trying to blame Molly for not telling him, what Dre's location is. But the point is that if he didn't call Molly, why would Molly reach out to him?
Right. When somebody says, I don't want to be involved, or, I don't want to, talk anymore, or just like any, whether, KJ, because KJ has literally said this numerous times. He doesn't want to be in the, the drama. He doesn't want to be this, that, and the other. His so-called friend,
Right.
she has, given KJ all this information, and KJ can go, it's not a she. Okay. You know what? You've already said she multiple times. So go back and watch your videos. Okay. You caught yourself. And then right afterwards you said they, but multiple times you've already said she. So you've already slipped. So, and last time I checked, a lot of couples, usually, a husband's best friend isn't a she. I mean, I would be pretty pissed off if like my husband had a best friend that was a female. I'm just saying that might just be me, but usually that's not how it is. Yeah. So with the donations and stuff, just get over that, KJ. Seriously, if somebody wanted their money back, they can, if it's through GoFundMe, they can do exactly what your disgusting ass did and go get their refund. Okay. If it's through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever, they can go that route. Okay. They don't need to ask Letitia for their money back. Okay. Usually you have a good 30 days to get your money back. So you can say they blocked or.
And you can sit there and talk about that there's a lady who asked for her money back. Like I said, show proof of it. And I mean solid proof, not proof to where you could have made that up yourself and created your own tech, because I really do think that you would go that far to do that. I'm talking about, I want the lady to come on your channel and say she never got it back, that she never got her money back, because all you have to do is go through Cash App. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go through Letitia. You can go through Cash App just like you did Without a Crystal Ball. You went through Cash App, you filed some kind of misled or whatever it is that you said, and you got your money back. You didn't even have to speak to Letitia. So therefore, it could be the same thing with this supposedly lady who reached out to Letitia, which she didn't have to. She reaches out to Cash App, and they will give her her money back.
Right. And it's funny too, because KJ doesn't even realize when she does this and she's like, that actually people donate more. So keep on bitching, because all it's doing is just helping these people to fundraise even more money. I mean, right. If you say like, oh, well, I don't, I just want to go back to what I like doing, talking shit about the Duggars and talking shit about this family and that family and blah, 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 blah. Well, you clearly like drama. That's all you do 24/7 is talk about drama.
Right.
People were hoping for once that maybe you could cover a case without like, ripping on people and trying to harm people like you do all the time. I mean, let's just take Todd Chrisley's wife, or daughter, for example, or the Duggars' cousin, for example. I mean, this is your MO. This is what you do all the time. And then you just want to try to project all your behavior onto other people. And people are seeing it now. I mean, geez, I checked Social Blade the other day and you hadn't even had one single new subscriber on your Facebook page, on your YouTube page, which is hilarious. Not one. But yet you want to try to bitch to Marissa and say that she lost a bunch of subs and that night she gained 300. So whatever,
Yeah.
Keep on with your behavior, because you're putting so much negative energy into the universe. It's just coming right back around to you.
It's going to. Yeah. We all, and what's sad is we all wanted to give Without a Crystal Ball the benefit of the doubt. We all tried to. I believe everyone who knows how she is, including myself, was like, well, maybe she'll be different. This is a different type of case. It's a lot more sensitive. Maybe she'll be a little bit more different towards this case. And the only thing that I've heard people saying and complaining about when it comes to even remotely close to believing what you say Without a Crystal Ball is transparency. And like I said, I agree with you with transparency. No one said that there's no transparency. And at the end of the day, like I said, you didn't have any type of concerns until the family parted ways with you. So to me, your reasoning for doing this is because you're salty. It has nothing to do with anything else but that. So when you walk around here talking about, I'm so concerned and I'm so concerned for these people. People are getting scammed, blah, 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 blah. Miss me with that, because you don't give a shit about nobody but yourself, in my opinion. Because if you cared even a little bit about this case, you would not continue to harass the family who is going through so much already. Isn't it enough that they have a child who's in the hospital fighting for his life, and then you add on to it every time they go on the internet? It's hard to avoid. It really, really is. Every time they go on the internet, they have to be known, or you're trying to make them known as a scammer, and you still continue to do that till this day. You still continue to insinuate that without a Chris, or that Letitia is a scammer. That's what you keep trying to make this all about. And you keep talking about Molly because you're fucking obsessed. I've never seen this before. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's literally crazy. And it's funny because she talks about the power of attorney and stuff like that, but yet she wants to, okay, in one hand, she wants to say, oh, well, the power of attorney and blah, 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 blah. But yet on the other hand, she wants to talk about the kids and try to support the kids with what the father's doing, which I'm all for that. I think that that's a great idea because it's very clear in the videos that the kids are, I mean, I watched one video last night from a couple days ago. Had been posted on the, I think it was the Justice for Vaughn page. Mm-hmm. And there numerous times, little Raza is talking and Dre's just ignoring him. And I'm literally like, okay, he's telling you he's hungry. You take 3 hours to make dinner. And then like, he's little, he's maybe 6 at the most, but I don't know when that video was filmed. So I would say, he's no older than like 6 years old. And then his mom, he's literally like, mom. And then she literally just listens to the.
So cute.
Right?
The cutest little voice. How could you ignore that little beautiful voice?
Right. She goes on and listens to the daughter. And then she doesn't even come back and ask him. And I'm just like, are you serious? And then they all sit down and Vaughn had plated up his dish. And so one of the daughters did. And she literally got like pissed off at the daughter for putting food on her plate. And she was like, I would prefer if you wouldn't serve yourself. And then she like looks in the camera and she's just like, yeah, something like, and then she says something like, I just can't do this right now. Okay, guys, talk to you later. And she gets off the live. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, so one hand, KJ, you want to say that the power of attorney isn't going to be switched. That never happens. And then on another hand, though, you want to try to say that the kids aren't safe with her. So what is it? Are the kids safe with her? And so Vaughn was safe with her? Or is it that the kids aren't safe with her? So that means Vaughn likely wasn't safe with her. Because let's say he did do what you're claiming he did, KJ, just like you wanted to claim Dre did what she did to him. But whatever, flip the narrative to fit your needs. So now you want to say that Vaughn did this when there's still a police investigation, but whatever. So you can't have it both ways, KJ. You can't say that he did this because he was so depressed because of what Dre was doing to him and that Dre is not treating the children right, but yet not understand why the parents are trying to get, either change the power of attorney or get an advocate in there or something like that. I mean, you should know this from how many times you've been sued, KJ. Jesus. Like you've literally been in lawsuits like straight for the last 3 years. Like you should know how this works. You should know how expensive attorney fees are. Yeah. You should know, even with your own child, that there's lots of things that go into, medically, you should just know. I mean, it's just
of all people, if she should be the last person that should be talking about what she doesn't know about a lawsuit. She knows everything about everything. You should know about a lawsuit. You should know how much money lawsuits are. We already know that you've stated it how many times throughout talking about this case. When you first introduced this case, you're the first one saying they need attorneys. Now your opinion has changed. Like I said, because you are in close contact with Dre's ex-husband, that's the only reason why you're making it about the kids. You don't care about anything else but yourself. And I can repeat that over and over and over again. I have gotten at least 3 to 4 comments where people are like, don't you see what's going on here? Why can't you see things KJ's way? I don't need to see things her way. You want to know why? Because her intentions are not pure in any aspect of this case. It's not as if she, like I said before, it's not as if she was still talking to Letitia, still collabing with Molly and Justin, and then all of a sudden pulled away because she had some kind of feeling about things that were going on. No, what happens is you literally, the minute, I'm not talking about a day, you couldn't even wait a week. Literally the following day, you started bashing Letitia. You started bashing her family. You put out police records, past police records of Marvin Sr., all of these things that you've done. And I seriously don't understand how anybody cannot see blatantly what this woman is doing. I'm sorry that you guys can come on my channel and sit there and try to say that I need to see things KJ's way. I would never, ever see things her way, because the only reason why she's doing this is for her own personal gain. She's jealous, and it shows.
Exactly. And it's funny because, you know, KJ likes to call herself a reporter, a journalist, a, you know, journalistic reporter, whatever the fuck the flavor of the day is. And now she wants to say, you know, how Molly and Justin and LB and all these people are getting paid by, you know, the people that are getting the funds and stuff. But yet, does that mean then when you were covering stuff, KJ, that like people were paying you to cover this stuff? Like, are you getting some huge chunk from somebody who hates the Duggars? Because that would be like the same type of thing by saying like, hey, you know, it's just a different thing. Like, because you get money paid from those videos. I think you would hate that if all of a sudden people started insinuating that you were doing it for some ulterior motive. I mean, we know, most people know that you're just nasty and gross anyways because of how you cover stuff and the way you try to crap on people every single day. But it is what it is, you know, just the jealousy, it looks really, really, really bad on you. And, you know, you're mad that you don't have the direct source anymore. And so instead, you just want to try to crap on every single person. I mean, you've literally done it. I already said the list earlier, and it's like 10 people from one case, one story, 10 people. That's disgusting.
And as I'm looking over some of my footage here, I noticed that you can sit here and talk about locations and things like that, but you failed to mention on July 12th, KJ, you showed Dre's house. You showed a picture of it. Or maybe her parents' house, allegedly. I'm not sure whose house it was, but you showed somebody's house.
She showed the address in the police report. Like, come on. She literally, it was so funny because she showed one of her, like, you know, prettied up little pictures with the purpley pink stuff around the edges. And then she goes and shows another one that's the redacted one.
Right. You showed a video of literally how Marvin was eating. He was starving. You showed a video of Dre licking a plate. All of these things, it's almost as if those things don't matter now, simply because you parted ways with the family. I think it's so disgusting, though, that how is it that a person cannot continue to talk about a case, just go on, just keep talking about it, and I think she would still be great if she was just focusing on the case and talking about the case. But yet, because you can't talk to the family, that means this case has to be, the narrative has to be flipped. It's about the kids now. It's not about anything else but the kids. That's not why this case was started. This case was started because of Marvin. This case was started because of Dre's erratic behavior and the things that we have seen with our own eyes, things that you have shown. And now I heard you say on one of your live streams that you, first of all, you didn't even apologize, but that you basically said that you were misled. So how were you misled when you've seen the same videos that all the rest of us have seen?
She has to have an excuse as to why she made the decision she made in the beginning. And because of how she does things, she always has to blame somebody else. Like you're literally, like, the way you do that, KJ, it makes you look like you're a weak person and you can't make up your own mind and your own decision. Like, everybody who knows you has followed you for the last like 4 years that you've been on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. They know that you have your own opinion on things. So for you to try to say that you made a mistake because of what things were being fed to you and clipped and cut videos, like, come on, KJ. I really hope that your loyal subscribers don't believe that.
And the videos, you're talking about clips and cut videos. If any of the videos are clipped and cut, they're because of you, Without a Crystal Ball. You've clipped and cut videos and put them in your video to post on YouTube. There is no clipped and cut videos. You've seen the videos. There's whole videos of her. Literally, how do you explain this woman sitting there while her husband had 8 seizures and did nothing? How do you explain that? So what you need to understand, Without a Crystal Ball, is you think that you are turning people, you're doing all this extra stuff, and you think you're turning people against Molly and Justice for All and Letitia and her family, and even, you might as well say now, Vaughn. You think you're turning people against them, but all you're doing is making people hate you. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
There are people who are outraged at what you're doing because they feel so bad for this family. And because initially you've seen the same videos that we've all seen, and now you're trying to flip the narrative and change it around, you're making people outraged over this. You're making people feel even more bad for people like Letitia and her family. And who is fighting for his life right now. You're literally making people outraged. So if you think you're doing something by going live every single day, doing 2-3 lives a day, trying to convince people that it's not about Marvon, it's about the kids, and Dre's being harassed because people are critiquing the videos that she put out there, doing the same things that you were doing initially. If you think that you are making people see things your way, you're not. You're making people upset. You're making a lot of people mad.
And she wants to say, no crime was committed, nothing filed because there's no case. Really, KJ? If there was no case, it wouldn't be being investigated right now. They're clearly investigating a case. And if nothing happened, the case would have been closed. If they felt like nothing happened and everything was legit, the case would be closed. But you know what? I would think you'd use your investigative reporting and just draw a little picture of the shed. You know, just draw the shed. The height is inside is 7.2 feet tall. Okay. Then you've got the little, like, the beam in there, which is about 4 inches. Okay. So you subtract that. Okay. And then Vaughn is 6 feet tall. So you've got approximately 10.8 inches between the top of his head and that beam. And you want to keep running with the narrative that he did what he did for sure. He did this, he chose this, he's in the hospital because of this, this, and this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the math and figure out that 10.8 inches of space to do that and have that mark on his neck, which again is more where a necklace would hang, not up high by his chin, to leave enough questions that this may not have happened.
Thank you for the super chat, Carol. And Molly doesn't need to defend herself. She's doing, her actions speak for themselves. She's doing a lot for Letitia and her family. She doesn't need to defend herself. At the end of the day, just like Goose being up here speaking for Molly and Justice for All, I think we all are. Renelle, Charlotte of the Web, a lot of people are calling KJ out on her hypocrisies and contradictions and her lies and bullshit accusations. Molly keeping quiet, to be honest with you, is a good thing, because to me, when it comes to what Molly is doing, and if I was in Molly's position and I was working with the family to try to get justice for Vaughn, KJ would be 100% irrelevant to me. I would not acknowledge her existence, period. That's just period. Every now and then, okay, you might throw out something because you get mad, but at the end of the day, nothing, she doesn't need to be addressed when it comes to something as important as getting justice for Vaughn or doing whatever it is that you can to get justice for Vaughn. Her actions speak for themselves, in my opinion. Just like Justice for All says, all we're asking for is a complete, thorough investigation that Vaughn deserves. And every human being that is a victim, period. Period.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because KJ wants to bring up like old recordings and this, that, and the other of, you know, when Vaughn was saying stuff, you know, about family members or whatever, but she doesn't want to acknowledge the video that was literally 11 days before this incident. 11 days before. And that giant grin that Vaughn had on his face when he was talking about his family and then reeling him in, like, I know I've mentioned this before, but that's 11 days before. 11 days. That shows where his state of mind was the day of the incident. Okay. So you can say he said X, Y, and Z back in the day when, in my opinion, he was being fed a lot of it by his wife, because when you're in a DV situation, whether it's actual violence or just abuse, you can be totally manipulated by the person to think that things were a lot worse than they actually were. You can even say things because you know that the person is going to be upset if you talk like proudly about the person. I mean, let's take that kitchen video again, for example. When he's talking about this, go back, KJ, look at the look on Dre's face. Okay. Does she act like she's excited at times? Yeah, she tries to. But then when she's not trying to look fake, she looks annoyed and pissed off. And when he's saying, I'm going to reel him in, she's just like, she's got this look on her face like, oh shit, no, I don't want that to happen, in my opinion. Like, you want to say you're a reporter and you're a journalist, use those skills. Don't just like, you know, right now what you're trying to do is you're literally trying to pick whatever you can in order to hurt these people. You want to try to be like, you know, say that you don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't, you know, you want the harassment to stop. People are harassing me. I want it to stop. Then stop being such a bitch. Stop going after people. Okay? Because the whole reason why people are upset with you is because of how disgusting you're being on the internet. You're literally like, you're trying to act like the victim when the actual victim in the situation is Vaughn and the children, in my opinion.
I agree. And I'm going to play something for you guys. I want you guys to listen to this. And then you can see again how drastically, without a crystal ball, acted. This is context. The context is from a video that she did as far as critiquing Dre in a video that she did where she was talking about Vaughn's health and, you know, the things that she did when it comes to Vaughn having seizures and things like that. It was a video that Without a Crystal Ball played on her channel, and literally her response to this video. Hold on.
That was right after bad feedback. So this stuff, it really does like affect
Hold
your
on.
body. It's crazy. Health didn't decline until he tried to leave her in 2019. And they also split up in 2017. This marriage was fractured for years, and Vaughn had wanted out.
So, you hear what she said? His health did not decline until her. Let's listen to that again. Let me turn up my computer so you guys can hear it more clearly. The volume, I mean.
Affect your body. It's crazy. Health didn't decline until he tried to leave her in 2019. And they also split up in 2017. This marriage was fractured for years, and Vaughn had wanted out for years, and he was never able to leave.
You hear that? His health didn't start declining, and he tried to leave her in 2017 too. All of this information that you put out there without a crystal ball, people are just supposed to change their minds now. They're supposed to listen to you now after you were so passionate about this 2 weeks ago?
Did something that day, they don't know. But the stress of that situation, the family feels could have led to him doing what he did if he did it himself. But they also think that she played a role in messing with his health, giving him medications, keeping him dependent, controlling his financials, controlling his friends, alienating him from everything. Just because.
You hear that? Controlling his friends, controlling him from his family, alienating him from everything. Any kind of a outside life that he could have had outside of his marriage, because that's what you should do. That's healthy. She alienated him from all of those things. Out of your mouth, KJ.
It's a man doesn't mean that DV doesn't happen. He exhibits all the signs of a victim of DV. He
exhibits all of the signs as a victim of DV. You, without a crystal ball, said this, that he exhibits all of the signs. There was no videos cut and clipped and everything like that. These are videos that you have seen. That's you using that as an excuse. But yet here you are 2 weeks ago, so passionate and so determined to help this family. And now we're supposed to just believe that this is not about Marvon?
Happens to be a 6 foot tall black man, and she's a 5'4" white woman, Mexican American, Latina. So that's what I have for today. I just want to say again that I have so many people that are reaching out to me. I've been receiving tons of information, and I just want to be clear about something. I didn't have anything to do with the mom getting an attorney. I didn't coordinate that. I asked for videos yesterday for the father of the girls. That's it. I spoke to a friend of the father's, and I sent a bunch of videos over to them. And the father of the girls, is going to have to do what they need to do to get the girls to be safe. So at this point, everything is going to be going forward.
You hear that? They need to do what they need to do to get the girls to be safe. This has nothing to do with you at this point without a crystal ball. You're trying to make sure that you stay somehow inserted in this case by talking to the friend, allegedly, of the fathers. But all of your opinions about this case, no one is going to be stupid enough to believe that you all of a sudden just changed your whole opinion just because everything just changed and you figured out that you were misled and every video that was being sent to you was cut and clipped and all of that kind of stuff. That it just, it doesn't add up. We've all seen the same videos. All of us.
It's not like something just drastically changed and some huge piece of new information came out.
Exactly. It's all the same information. It's all, even with other creators who are talking about this case, including myself, there are literally videos upon videos upon videos, overwhelming. I don't think I've even seen every video yet, where it shows very clearly that something's not right here. And there's a reason why a lot of creators started covering this case, because it's like, wow, I cannot believe that this happens publicly. All of these things happened and it kind of went unnoticed for such a long time. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, KJ wants to talk about, and some other people have said things like, why didn't people report this? Why didn't her followers, call things in before and this, that, and the other? And not trying to be mean or anything, but this stuff has been online for years. Why didn't the father? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if I'm going to play devil's advocate here, KJ, and you want to try to flip things and make all these other people look bad, but yet this father had great, a great way to keep an eye on his children. And so, I mean, if I knew my ex was a little bit cuckoo, I'd be doing that too. And so, you can't say these people should have called way back then. They should have done X, Y, and Z. And then now be like, oh, it's all about the girls and this, that, and the other. Make it make sense, because this father could have probably done this 2 years ago. but it's just because of like, you know, now things have gotten so serious with the state that Vaughn is in. And, you know, little mama of 5 made a good point. And again, KJ, I hope you're listening. And they said, he said and did things to keep Dre from arguing with him. And again, if you're actually a survivor, like you say you are, you should know that when you're stuck in a situation, and yes, I will say stuck, and unless somebody's been in it, they might not understand, because they'll be like, oh, you can leave, you can walk out the door, you can go here, you can go there. It's not as easy as people say. Not to mention that when you try to leave, it is the most dangerous. I know that from personal experience. I hid in the basement of my courthouse until my daughter's father was served. So I know firsthand, I had to make my own plan in order to get out that day with her. When you have a child, it is very different. And I highly doubt that Vaughn was just going to leave without Raza. Because if we notice things watching those videos, just how, like, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say it, neglected Raza was, how much he was ignored when he was trying to talk to his mom, how his mom would listen to her daughters, almost like she, like, cared for them more. I mean, that's so sad to watch. I stayed because I was terrified to have my daughter go be with her dad by himself.
Yeah.
So I can understand why Vaughn stayed, not to mention he didn't have a vehicle that he could take because of his seizures. He didn't have a cell phone. He didn't have money. He had no access to anything. So for people who want to say like, oh, he should have just left. He could have just left. He could have just gone to the neighbors. No, that's not how abuse works. So I will continue to use my voice for Vaughn. And you know what? When he wakes up, KJ, if he tells me that he's upset with me and he wishes that, you know, that I hadn't said these things, or he says it, you know, to a bunch of people, I will apologize to him. Unlike you, I don't have a problem making an apology to somebody.
I 100% agree. Sorry, I had to show him something. But that is the most dangerous time to leave. And there is a whole bunch of reasons why Vaughn, he said so himself in the audio on Without a Crystal Ball's channel. He said, you know, I don't want to just leave and have everyone think that I would just abandon my family like that. You know what I mean? I don't think that he wanted to. He's a Marine, and Marines are very family oriented, and they don't want for people to look at them like they would do something like that. And you can tell, like, he definitely had that probably. Oh, thank you, Justice for All. Love you. He probably felt that from even his who raised him, his great grandmother or his grandmother. I'm sure she raised him to be very family oriented, and he just seemed like that type of man. That's another reason why I think it was hard for him to even just be a stay-at-home father, because Marines are taught to work. Okay, they are. They're very strong-minded. They like to be the provider for their family, all of those types of things. So therefore, I think it was very hard for him to just want to get up and leave. And also, not just Raza, but also he formed a relationship with the 2 girls as well. You know, beautiful little girls. They're a beautiful family. So I think that it was hard for him to just get up and leave. Like, even when I was in my DV relationship, I could not just, it was hard for me to leave because we had a child together, and I wanted my child to have both parents. You know what I mean? And in the situation that I was in, I was isolated from the world. I was even isolated from my mother at not a long period of time, but for a short period of time. But when I needed help, I was able to reach out to my mother. She lived 20 minutes from where we lived. His family lives far away from, he couldn't just go to his family's house. There's people saying he could have just went to the neighbors. What do you mean? Anybody who has been in a DV relationship would know that it is not that easy It's not easy to go to the neighbors. Sometimes you're embarrassed, especially with him being a man. So, and if it wasn't for Vaughn, people have to understand that she wouldn't be where she's at. She would not be where she's at if it wasn't for him.
And we also have to remember how many times she called the cops. I mean, she called the cops 25 times. So, and she called times when he would try to leave. She called when she gave him medication and then said he OD'd. Like this, I mean, it's just so crazy. And I just thought of one other thing too. You know, KJ had such an issue when somebody put out her story of her alleged abuse. And she was so hurt by that when someone brought that out and talked about it. And so I just want to say to you, KJ, okay, how do you think you made Wynette feel when you brought out all that personal information that had to do with her? Because again, if you're an essay survivor and you didn't like how a YouTuber brought your story out and talked about your police report when you were the alleged victim, how do you think Wynette felt when you did that, when she is still with that man? This is why people don't like you, KJ. This is why people don't believe that you're a survivor of anything except being a bitch. I mean, it's like, you need to put yourself in check, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, wait, should I do that? Could that hurt somebody? Is that going to make people question if I went through DV, if I went through being assaulted, SA, whatever? Because there are certain things that no matter how much I hated somebody, I would never do the things that you have done to people, because I wouldn't want my worst enemy to feel the way that I felt when I went through certain things. But yet you don't give a shit. You just do whatever you want for clicks and views and clout and everything else. And it's disgusting. For once, just stop, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, I'm not going to be a bitch today. Just try it. Just tomorrow. Just try it one time and just see how it goes. Because I promise it'll go better. Your channel won't be stuck at 245. It'll actually start to go up.
Yep, I 100% agree. I think that all of this is just, and it's funny how you can sit there and talk about Molly and Justice for All. They're all doing this for clicks and views, and your new accusation is they're getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. Letitia's getting paid. She's paying Molly, getting money from all these people. But here's the thing. The only one who literally got monetized off of this is you, without a crystal ball. You weren't monetized on Facebook until you started talking about this case. You didn't have ads on any of your live streams before, but you do now. A lot of people say, and they've said it in my comment sections, quit talking about her. Quit talking about her, because all it's doing is bringing attention to her. I personally disagree. It may bring people attention to her, but anybody who has a brain of their own and knows how to use their own brain and knows how to use critical thinking and knows how to think for themselves, and they're not followers, but they're leaders, anybody who doesn't know her, who goes over there and watches her, are going to turn right back around. If they subscribe from her, they're going to unsubscribe as soon as they see her for who she truly is. Why do you think she hasn't gained any subscribers? It's important to bring awareness about people like this. She is very, very problematic. She's not just some creator that's, scheduling lives or being friends with people or scheduling lives at the same time purposely or competing with people. This is a creator who has doxed, drug people, not drug, but literally drug their name through the mud, has literally maliciously taken sources from people, lied to people, talks about people, slanders people, talks about people's looks. She's a bully. She's done so many problematic things. People need to bring awareness about her. They need to. Because if you don't bring awareness about her, then people will find out the hard way. There are some people who are different. Everybody thinks differently. And there are some people who wish that they would have listened to the other people that have warned others about Without a Crystal Ball. Even in Justice for Vaughn, and what's that other group? The other group, Justice for Vaughn and Expose Dre McCray. Those groups were warned countless times, and every single person that warned them, they blocked them. Because they're like, you're not going to talk about Without a Crystal Ball in here. You can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Now, of course, they're wishing, man, I wish we would have never got involved with her. Some people will listen, some people won't. But awareness needs to be brought on somebody like that. You have to understand that Without a Crystal Ball didn't have all these lawsuits. She doesn't have 2 active lawsuits for nothing. She has lawsuits because she slandered so many people, for goodness fucking sakes. She lied on Tati's husband, who is not a creator, and said that he purposely took his sick mother off life support for her inheritance. She has made fun of Tati and her looks and the way she does makeup. Girl, bye. Like I said, we can have different opinion when it comes to makeup, because I love makeup and I know a good makeup artist when I see one, and Tati is one of them. She said really, really bad things about Tati. And the only reason why she got out of that lawsuit is because she settled behind the scenes. She didn't win that lawsuit, no matter what she tells people. It's the lies. It's the hypocrisy. Somebody's going to get hurt by her one day. Or she's going to get herself hurt by the lies she tells, because these aren't just, a lie is a lie is a lie, regardless. But she makes up these, she sensationalizes things, and she makes up lies to a point to where it's hurtful to people. And that's why people have channels about her. That's why people call her out. They don't call her out because they have to use her for content. And if they want to use her for content, who cares? Who gives a fuck? This is YouTube. This is YouTube. And at the end of the day, look at what she does to the Duggars. She's the last one that needs to talk about anybody using her name for content, because she does it to the Duggars. Yes, everybody. So many people have come to me and said, oh, I'm so worried about you, Teaya. I hope she doesn't do this to you. I hope she doesn't do that. I don't give a shit. Okay? That just adds another lawsuit to her list. She is dangerous, in my opinion. Just like Llama Girl says. She does things below the belt. She doesn't just do things that can be lightweight, considered as innocent. She does things that are dangerous. You don't know what mindsets people are in when you're constantly dragging them, doxing them, talking about their lifestyle, talking about their past. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what Letitia could be going through right now. None of us knows what it's like to be in her position. And for her to do the things that she has done to Letitia thus far, it's wrong. And she needs to be called out on it every single time. Every time.
I feel like, honestly, it's only a matter of time before she does get somebody hurt. Whether it's somebody going and hurting somebody else because of what she's done, because she goes real life, or somebody gets so depressed and they can't handle it. Like I said before, KJ, the things you said about Letitia, you can't even put yourself in a position to be like, oh, I wonder how low that woman feels right now. She's probably at the lowest she's ever been in her life. You want to pull her past into it from years ago. And you don't even like, you can't even stop and critically think for 1 second that she's probably going through in her mind going, oh my gosh, I wish I would have just continued like trying to stay in touch with him. I wish I would have done this differently. I wish it would have done that differently. And you bring all this stuff up when somebody's already at their low. She might as well be standing on the edge of a cliff, and you could be the person to shove her off.
And you don't know what she's going through. That's what I'm saying. You're right. She's going to get somebody hurt. And that's why awareness needs to be brought with her. On every level, people need to make things aware with her, because if you don't, it's just going to get worse. To me, I think she keeps getting worse and worse. It's like she does these things sooner.
Yes. And it's funny because, you know, now that we brought up her sub count and how it hasn't grown, you watch tomorrow, she's going to go up like 500 or 1,000 subs, you know, whatever amount she decides to buy, in my opinion.
Probably. Probably. And I agree with you 100%. I don't know what her sub count initially was. But I know that she hasn't even grown much from me talking about her a year ago. So I'm just saying, a creator, I think, to even try to look at the positive aspect of this, and I know people don't like that when I do it, but if I was to look at the positive aspect of this, it's not as if she can't speak. She could be better, you know what I'm saying, than what she is. She can be, her delivery when she presents things can be really good. I'm just saying that no matter how hard she tries, it just seems like she just cannot do the right thing when it comes to anything. Like, I've never seen a case that she has had not turn out badly, if that makes sense.
Right. She's stuck because she has such a negative mindset. Like, you know, you and I talk a lot about, like, you know, manifestation, whatever, you know, most people want to manifest positivity. With KJ, she likes to manifest negativity, and that comes back. Like, whatever you put out into the atmosphere, I don't care what people say, but that's the truth. Like, that's your magnet. That's what's going to come back to you. So if you're going to be nasty and gross and pick on people and bully people and dox them and do all these crappy things, that's going to come back to you tenfold. And I can't wait for the 7M like trial. I cannot wait for that, because, you know, it's sad that she just can't learn from her mistakes. She could literally have a really good channel. There's a lot of people that like reality TV. She could just stick to that and not try to be, I mean, she smiles at the most cringe spots. It's like, I've said this numerous times, just like, why are you smiling so, like, such a big, cheesy, crazy grin when you're talking about Josh Duggar and Todd Chrisley? It's like, that's just gross. People don't smile at that stuff. They cringe.
Right. And it's funny to me how she's always using people's past, like, against them, because she keeps talking about Todd and how Todd Chrisley is going through this and he's going through that right now. But the thing is that what does that have to do with his lawsuit with her? Nothing. Because he has a past, or I don't know what he's going through right now. Embezzlement. I have to fix my backdrop, but embezzlement and all those things. Just because he has a past, didn't she slander him? I don't know the whole story with that, but she slandered him, didn't she? She said something bad.
It was something with either slander or defamation. I mean, it's like, that's literally why everybody gets upset with her. That was the reason for the Toddy and her husband lawsuit. That's the reason for the 7M. That's the reason for the Todd Chrisley one. You know, I mean, honestly, when I said that, I hope that, you know, a bunch of these creators and Letitia and Marvon and Wynette and all those people get together and consider suing her, because when she said, I would like to know how much they are getting paid, like, seriously? You can't say that. You know, she literally said, what cut are all of you getting? How much are you guys getting paid?
That's slander. To me, that's slander. You're basically trying to insinuate that everybody is getting paid. That's what you're doing.
Right. And of course, tomorrow, because you know she's watching this, or one of her little minions is watching this, and they'll clip it and send it back to her. So tomorrow she'll go, well, I just meant, like, in my opinion, I just, you know, I just couldn't see somebody doing this. Yeah. Well, you know what, KJ? That's because in your mind, you can't see people just doing something for good, because you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, you add these 2 fundraisers on your Facebook page, you don't promote them, you don't talk about them, but yet you want to talk about how Molly's raised over 50 grand just for St. Jude and almost 8 grand for missing and exploited children. It's like you literally talk about that and then do these 2 fundraisers and they sit at 0. Why haven't you even donated $50 to them? Like, toss a little money in there. You know, if you have so much money that you could buy 2 Bentleys, put $100 in each one. Put your money where your mouth is. Like, it's just.
Yeah. She's never going to, though. And I feel like with her, she'll probably renege on it tomorrow. She'll probably say, oh, I didn't mean it that way. And maybe she does mean it that way. Maybe she doesn't care if she gets a lawsuit because she feels like she's going to win them all. And I think that's the problem. I think that's why KJ continues to do the things that she does, because she has gotten away with it. That's why.
Absolutely. And, you know, she said, really quick, I'll say one last thing. She said, you know, in her live the other day, how, you know, oh, I don't have any mods. Actually, you want to hear something funny? The only mod that I have is my attorney. And I'm like, seriously? You're going to talk about how your mod is your attorney? Like, if your attorney is your mod, then you would think that they would be sending you some quick little text being like, dude, don't say that. Oh my gosh, retract, you know,
right.
Like,
right.
But then again, maybe your attorney just wants to make a bunch of money off of you. That could be the case too.
With all the money that she has to shell out for 2 lawsuits, I mean, I don't know how much money she's getting, and she must be getting a huge amount of money to be able to have attorneys to prepare. Like, that's a lot of money, and she knows it is. She knows that's a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. How can you sit there and talk about what Letitia needs and what she doesn't need? You were the first one saying that she's going to need an attorney, she's going to need help, and now all of a sudden she doesn't need any help. This isn't about Vaughn. This isn't about anybody but the kids. You're so wrong on so many levels. I cannot believe. I mean, I know jealousy makes you do some ugly things. Jealousy does. Like, been there, done that. Not myself, but I've had a lot being done to me. So I know jealousy can make you do crazy things. But to me, she has become so jealous that it's obsessive. It's becoming so obsessive that she's so determined on this whole hate campaign to bring Molly down, because she looks at it like Molly is the one who turned the family against her. But here's the thing, without a crystal ball, no one can turn anyone against you, because I feel as though Letitia and Marvin Sr. and his wife and Letitia's husband, I feel that they all are very educated people that they have a mind of their own. Molly doesn't have to convince them or sway them of anything. They made that decision about you on their own. It's not Molly's fault. It's not Justice for All's fault. It's not nobody's fault. It's not LB's fault. It's not Goose's fault. It's nobody's fault. They just chose to part ways with you. Maybe it's not for a bad reason, whatever the situation is. Maybe they just didn't want to work with you. They didn't want to work with you, Molly and Justin. They just wanted to work with Molly and Justin. Whatever their reasoning is none of your business, for one. And for two, they don't owe you an explanation for it. You can't blame others for why people choose to do what they do. You are responsible for you. And they chose to part ways. But in your brain, it's all Molly's fault. It's all Molly's fault. Molly. Molly did this. Molly did that. And the thing is that you are so used to, because you're the bigger creator, people wanting to work with you. To some people, it doesn't matter who the bigger creator is. It just matters if they feel like the other creator is genuine. It's about who's genuine and who's not. And at the end of the day, maybe they just didn't vibe with you. They didn't feel a connection with you. They didn't want to work with you. So get over it and move on.
And she kind of proved them right too, because look what she did right afterwards.
Exactly.
Let me just pull out your dirty laundry and show it to the world. I mean,
everybody warns Molly, including well, not myself, but I'm sure Goose did warn.
Oh yeah.
And Justice for All many of times. And they chose to give you a chance. Why did you have to, for once, could you just prove people to be wrong?
No.
Everyone right. Even that admin said that to you. You are proving everyone right. Everyone who keeps saying you're horrible, you're this, you're without a crystal ball is that. You prove them all right. You can't control yourself. When jealousy is a very strong emotion, I understand that, but you literally, the minute they parted ways with you, all of their dirty laundry, everything that they've done in the past is brought up all over the internet for everybody to see. You proved everybody right. You proved everybody right. And then you proved people in the groups that kept saying, I don't want to be bothered with her. I'm sure that there's groups that weren't. I'm sure there's people in that group that as soon as they found out you were in there, they left. The first sign was you watermarking a freaking police report. Who does that?
Oh, but I had to do that because I used my business and and it had that information. Okay, KJ, it had the information at the top. Okay. Yeah. Like, right. I mean, you showed your colors when you literally said, oh, well, have everybody come over to my channel to watch this one video. And again, I've never heard you to this day say, hey, if any, my goal is to, okay, let's say you've changed your mind and you're not for Vaughn, you're just for the girls, okay? Most people are for Vaughn and the girls, but you're just for the girls now, okay? Right. So if you really were for the girls, why aren't you saying, hey, this is a different situation. Like, I want to, try to help the girls as best I can. So take whatever clips you want. Like, if you could give me a shout out for my channel, that'd be great. But you know what, at the end of the day, the most important thing is for you to get the word out about what's happening with these girls. Like, can you just do that? You can use any one of my videos, this, that, and the other. Like, no, you are so selfish that your brain doesn't even think that way. Your brain won't go to like, oh, hey, I should just do this because it's the right thing to do. That's why you think that Justin and Marissa and LB, they have to be getting paid by the family because you think that somebody can't just do it because it's the right thing to do. They can't just do it because this family is suffering. You're such a vindictive person and you think so negatively. Your brain can't process that part. Just like, and it's funny too, because I've heard you say recently on lives, like, I don't go live on the weekends. Bitch, you're on freaking Facebook all day long. Anybody could go and look at your posts and then look at how much you edit and then look at your live streams and then look at all the stuff that you put out on YouTube. So you can complain about how long the lives are for Justice for All and Molly Go Lightly and LB and whatever else, but anybody with a brain can see that you're literally doing it just as long. And again, You told on yourself one time when the thing popped up on your phone and said that you're literally on your phone for 16 hours a day.
Yeah. It's like, do you have anything better to do with your time than to incite chaos and hate? Because that's exactly what I think you're doing and what I believe you're doing and what a lot of other people believe you're doing, including the people in the group, which is why they blocked you. So now you're attacking the admins of that group. You can't just walk away and say, all right, I'm done with everybody. I'm about to just do my thing. No, you have to slander the admins that you spoke with, put out all their personal DMs that you had with them, put out your personal DMs with Letitia, Wynette, like all these people. And it's like, all you're doing is solidifying, damn, this is why people told me to stay the fuck away from her. And what a watermark is, I don't know who asked that, but a watermark is when somebody puts their name all over a report of some kind. Like they'll put their name all over it really, really big so people know who it is. And when I seen that, that's when I said something. When I seen you in the groups, I never said anything, even though I wanted to. But when I seen you watermark that police report, I'm like, okay, now I'm done. Like, there's no reason for you to do that. Anybody can get that police report. The fact that you couldn't just let that watermark be in the group without plastering your name all over it shows the type of person that you are, because there's creators in the group, including myself, that could have used that watermark but had to go get it from somebody else because you plastered your name all over it. It's like the things that you do, you're very, very predictable, but all people do is hope and pray that you don't do those things that you've always done. Change it up a little bit and be a good person, not a bad person. And if you think you're a good person by doing the things that you are doing, you are so wrong. You are so wrong. You're not a good person. You're not even close to it. You are very evil and vindictive and condescending and passive aggressive. All of these things that you keep doing in every video that you put out, I'm sorry, you think it's helping, but the only people that it's actually helping, because nobody believes you, it's just bringing more traffic over to Molly's channel. Because what's going to happen is people are going to go on your channel, even when it's new people. And anybody, like I said, who has an open mind, they're going to do their due diligence. They're going to do thorough research, and they're going to listen to what you say. Then they're going to go over and watch Molly and what she says. And then they're going to go back to the videos that you have without a crystal ball. And they're going to be like, wait a minute. And they're going to choose to not support you without a crystal ball. That's what's going to happen. You're not doing anything but helping. You're just helping. No proof. It's also bringing more proof for everyone with lawsuits. Thank you. Every single person with lawsuits, all they got to do is look at you without a crystal ball, and literally you today slandering people, saying that this is theft by deception, that proves it right there with no proof to back it up. None. You can't do that. So imagine an attorney, the defense or whatever against you, shows that to the judge, shows a video to the judge. Look at the type of person that she is. She's accusing these people of slander, and she has no proof to back this up. You're just making it worse for yourself. Every day, it gets worse.
Yeah, she says, the theft by deception thing. She's like, if she wants a lawyer, it falls on none of us. No shit. She didn't even ask for money. KJ, you must have forgotten that when this all happened, people asked her to create these things. She didn't create the GoFundMe. A family member created it for her. Okay. She didn't just come out and say, hey, can you guys help? Can you guys do this? Can you guys do that? No, people said, we want to help. We want to help. Can you create a PayPal? Do you have a Zelle? Do you have a Cash App? Do you have this? Do you have Venmo? Blah, 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 blah. And it's funny because, again, you want to say theft by deception because part of it had to do with attorneys. Okay. The GoFundMe does talk about attorneys. And again, I'm going to remind you in case you didn't hear it the first time, the GoFundMe is at $4,760. And there's already been at least $4,000 given to the attorney as a retainer. Okay. You know more than anybody that $4,000 is nothing when it comes to working with an attorney, especially when you're working with an attorney out of state. So again, also, if you paid attention and did your research like an investigative journalist would do, you would have heard when Letitia literally said that she hasn't touched the money on the GoFundMe site yet. Okay. So that means that she is literally, because if she had, she wouldn't have been able to just, when GoFundMe contacted her, because again, Letitia didn't say that you contacted her. Letitia said that GoFundMe contacted her. Go back and listen to the clip. Okay. So when they contacted her, she didn't try to fight it or anything like that. She said, yeah, give the money back. And so the money went straight back to you. Okay. Now, I don't know on a GoFundMe if people take their money back, if like a GoFundMe will actually go down, or if they just keep it at a certain level, and then like you just can't collect that other, like the $500 or $600 or $1,000. I mean, he said so many different numbers. I don't know if it was 600 or 500 or 1,000, but if that's the case, then it's showing $4,760. If they didn't take out $1,000 from it, then that means that there's actually only $3,760. And so from other funds, she would have pulled and put $40 into there to go to the attorney. But again, you can't just pick and choose little bits and pieces here and there that you want to use, KJ. You have to listen to what she has said. Like, you wanted to harp on Marvon for saying, oh, he said she had an attorney. That doesn't mean that she doesn't still have an attorney. She has 2 attorneys. I know of that for sure. I actually know who the 2 attorneys are. Am I going to tell you? No. Am I going to tell anybody? No. Why? Because I know that if you find out who it is, you're going to blast it. That's what you do. Just like you did with the police reports. You're going to blast it online in hopes that you'll tell people, now don't go and contact them. But we all know what you do, KJ. You do this, like, where you literally will call out and get people, you'll tell people not to do it, knowing that your people will go and do it. The projection that you do with so much of what you cover and what you talk about is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTuber that projects and deflects as much as you do, especially when it comes to making an apology. The next time you make an apology, can you actually just say, I'm sorry, instead of just saying, I apologized? And stop saying that you won the lawsuit with Toddy, because you didn't. You settled because you were, at least at that time, smart enough to know that you would have lost if it would have gone to Minnesota after it was dismissed for just jurisdiction. Anybody who wants to believe you saying, well, she settled with me because I was going to file a counterclaim and I was going to win. Sure, KJ. Sure.
And just like you can sit here and say that more people every day are starting to see your side and they're starting to see things for what they truly are, which you're absolutely wrong without a crystal ball. The fact that you attacked Letitia is enough for people to see what type of person you are. Even with your last video, Vaughn and Dre updates, and then you talk about your feud. There is no feud. There's a feud going on with you, but you're irrelevant to every other creator, just to let you know. But one person asked, did you seriously donate to Vaughn's family and then make them refund it back? See, you probably forget to check your comments because we all know that you delete the negative ones, right? No one should ever refuse a immediate family member the right to see their family member in a situation where someone is on life support or of them, unfortunately, maybe passing away. My mom had stepchildren. Only one was still alive when she died. She wanted to visit mom and said yes. I would love to see a channel who truly just devoted it to Marvin and did not play along with any of this mess. For those people saying he's a grown man, he made the decision, blah, 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 blah. We all have to remember that he was being mentally abused, not to mention emotionally. And when you are in those situations, a lot of times you will do what your partner asks you to do just to avoid the fight. So yes, even though he is a grown man and even though he made the decision to take that stuff, I can almost bet that if they were not together, he would continue living that lifestyle. He lives that lifestyle because she was the breadwinner. Okay, which is true. Unsubscribe. So a majority of these comments that you get on YouTube without a crystal ball is very negative. I don't understand why you think that people are gravitating to your side or starting to see things clearly the way that you see it. And welcome to the Glam Fam firefighter and medic. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a member. I'm so happy to have you on the Glam Fam. If you seriously think that people are buying what you're trying to sell, you're wrong. From the minute you chose to attack this woman whose son is fighting for his life right now, and now she's trying to fight for him to do what's best for him in the best interest of him, the minute you did that is the minute people said, bye-bye. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe, because this is not a game. These are people's lives that you're messing with here. And you're turning it into a circus. What you did from the very beginning. You should be ashamed of yourself. I caught one of her Facebook lives today for the first time. The majority of the chat was against her, with an occasional supporter here and there. She didn't look at the chat, not once. No, she never looks at the chat. She always says in the beginning of her live streams, I'm not going to look at the chat. Yes, we're the Insomniacs crew too, Billy. I'm going to make a thing for the Insomniacs. Go ahead, Goose.
I was just going to say, it's funny how, you know, she used to always get so distracted with when she'd do a live, because there's so many people in there telling her about herself. And so she gets distracted. So now she's like, I'm not even going to look at the comments. But then every once in a while, you can tell that she sees a comment that she doesn't like, and she gets that look on her face, like she just like put her face in a toilet and hit flush, because her face gets all like twisted. And then she gets real close to the screen and she's like, blockity block block, just like she can't handle it, you know? Like, if there's that many people literally telling you, like, why are you doing this? This is not right. Like, this is gross, blah, 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 blah. Usually most people would look in the mirror and be like, oh crap, I should probably change something. But again, she doesn't care, because she just does it for clicks and views. And like somebody said in the comments too, one of the other things that originally happened was people wanting to get Letitia out to see her son. Now, I'm sorry that you can't understand that a mother would actually want to try to spend time with their son. And I know that's a hard like burn. I get that. But again, we know you spend 16 plus hours a day on your phone, because it popped up one night. And with as many videos that you put out and as many things that you post and edit, like you spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day online, and you can't be doing two things at once. Like, we know, because you're live a lot too. So just because Letitia wants to go back to see her son like every 2 weeks, and that's going to get expensive, let people who want to help. If you don't want to donate, don't donate. Again, it's funny because, you know what? I think just the other day you said something on a live. For people who want to donate, donate. If you don't want to donate, don't donate. But if you do, do. So I say to you, if people want to donate, let them donate. If they don't want to donate, they won't. You're such a hypocrite with what you say. You literally, like, it's weird. It's like, it's almost like maybe you're not thinking when you're doing your live, or you can't remember it or something like that. I mean, I have ADD, so I know what it's like to go off on a tangent and stuff, but you would think with taking Adderall that you've talked about that you would remember the things you say. But I guess when people lie all the time, it's hard to remember your lies and keep up with it.
And how about quit lying and saying that you don't watch Justice for All or Molly? Because how would you be able to know what's being said in the comments if you weren't watching the live stream? Literally, after they were talking about that and possibly Dre not being legally married or whatever, she posted not even 2 minutes later on her Facebook, I'm sorry, but that's very apparent that you were watching. And I'm sorry, if somebody sent you a clip, literally how fast the comments are going, you had to have been watching them. So quit lying and saying that you're not watching them, because it's very obvious that you are. I feel like you're watching their every move. Every move they make, you're watching. And it's like, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And it's like, I don't understand why you don't see what you're doing. And other people can see it. How come you can't see it?
Yeah, it's like, and she always has to have like this secret source, you know? It's like, come on, KJ, we know you're talking to the wife, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, it's like, it's so obvious, because there's only one way that you would really be able to confirm things with the husband, through like with a quote unquote good friend, and
Right.
say I mean, it's really not that difficult. But again, like when you're trying to say things and you lie so much, you can only keep up so much. And eventually that starts to catch up with you. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. You're talking to the wife. I'm sorry. I don't care. That's just what I think. Allegedly, in my opinion, you're not talking to a friend. A friend would not know those types of things so closely. Like, no, that's, I can guarantee it's the wife. Like, in my opinion. Yeah, we're not stupid. I sent the Jacksons money to go out to dinner last night, and Miss Letitia money for Manny and Petty. They deserve it. Not everything needs to pay for an attorney. Exactly. And that's not, like, I'm sorry, anybody can understand what Molly meant. Let's not reach here and keep reaching for it. Like, it's very obvious what she meant by that. And obviously KJ's taking it to another level, saying that all of the money is going to go to her buying Manny and Petty's for herself and dinner every single day.
That's just pathetic.
That's just stupid. That just means, hey, if you have something left over, or people like Michelle, who says that she sent money for that, she should do that. When you're going through a traumatic time like that, it's important to do whatever you can to keep your sanity. And she deserves that. She deserves to be able to go out and do those types of things. And if people want to send her donations for that, that's their business, not yours. And it doesn't give you the right to say that it's theft by deception. It doesn't give you the right to say that with no proof to back it up. When you say things like that, something as serious as that, where you're basically trying to imply that Molly is a thief, you have to have proof of that. And just because she said, go get yourself a Manny, go get yourself some dinner, that's not theft. That's not theft. And just like Michelle just said, she sent money specifically for that. Grow up.
She wants to, it's funny too, because, you know, she wants to bring up the thing about like, well, Brittany told me that she said that she would pay her to help her. Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes I pay people to help me at my house. Sometimes I pay people to help me in my yard. Sometimes I pay people, you know, for different things. And maybe she felt, because she was spending so much time trying to help her find attorneys and calling a bunch of people, she offered. Sometimes people offer just because they feel like it's a genuine, kind-hearted thing to do. It doesn't mean that the other person is saying, yeah, sure, here, give it to me. Okay, how much you want to pay me? Okay, more. Like that shows us what your mindset is. Like, you literally don't even realize just how much you're telling on yourself when these things happen. You're literally showing all of your intellects that watch you exactly how your brain works.
Exactly. And I don't know if I told you, Michelle, but thank you so much for the super chat. It means so much to me. So thank you. And thank you for sending that to Letitia as well. I think that's so sweet that you did that. That's very sweet. KJ, you are really evil. I agree. Letitia was trying to be kind by offering to pay her. I agree. That's something that I would probably do. And let's not forget, Letitia works. Okay?
Exactly.
She works also. You're forgetting to throw that in there so conveniently. I see that you leave that out without a crystal ball, but Letitia does work. So therefore, just because she chooses to say, hey, I'm offering to pay you, Brittany, doesn't mean that she's going to take the donation money. She could be taking her own hard work money. That doesn't mean that she's literally offering to pay with the donation money. Like, that's just common sense. But
Exactly.
You're conveniently leaving that out to obviously manipulate your audience, because you are manipulating your audience.
Yeah, and you're trying to slander her. And that's like, it's the same thing that KJ did when she cut the post that Rochelle posted about her mom. And it was that little like meme or whatever talking about that she wants to spend time with her mom because she's got money. Okay. Two things, KJ. One, it wouldn't surprise me if Rochelle was trolling the crap out of you. It would not surprise me if she did that. Number two, when I was younger, I used to love to spend time with my mom too, because my mom would always offer to pay for things. Even now in my 40s, my mom still offers to pay for things for me. So, I mean, it's like you literally like use things for your narrative. It's so disgusting. It's so gross. You can't even look at that like, oh, maybe Rochelle was trolling the shit out of me because I pissed her off. Like, she told me off in the comments one night on somebody's video and said, I wasn't talking about you guys. I was talking about a different creator, meaning you, KJ. So maybe she posted that just to be like, haha, I wonder if she'll see it. And then now who's the last one laughing now? She is, because she's going, oh my God, she freaking fell for it. Like, you want to claim that you're, never mind.
It's hard to contain yourself and try to keep. And thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you for subscribing. You're so sweet. Thank you, beautiful. I love your picture. It's hard to contain yourself with her. Even when I was watching that live stream, you guys, I was literally like this. Like, it was bad, because when you listen to somebody lie like that and continue to lie, and she's emotionally manipulating her audience. That's what she's doing. That's why I named my live that title, because she's emotionally manipulating them. She's using the kids to sway her audience and encourage her audience basically to think the way that she does. And it is so frustrating. And it's so frustrating when you listen to somebody make these types of accusations with no proof. That bothers me.
Yeah, me too.
It really, really bothers me. It makes you just like, oh my, like, how could one person be so evil? Yes, without a crystal ball. People think you're evil, and you know it, obviously, and I don't think you care. I don't think you care what anybody thinks of you, and that's fine. But you, in my opinion, need some kind of help, because it's not normal to go around hurting people just because something doesn't go your way. This is YouTube. It's not normal. Even if this is your job, this is your livelihood, this is your income, that's fine. But the point is that when you purposely go around hurting people, especially when they're in vulnerable positions, that is it makes people infuriated. Like, oh my gosh, like, how could you do something like this? Can you just stop for one moment and think about somebody else besides yourself? All you're thinking about is yourself, your pockets. That's it. Your YouTube, your Facebook. But it's not about, wow, Letitia, she's in a really vulnerable position. That's okay if she doesn't want to work with me. I don't need to work with her to talk about this case. I will continue. I wish her the best of luck. I hope everything works out, and continue on doing what you do. But you couldn't do it like that. You literally had to flip it. And now that you're talking to the friend of Dre's ex-husband, now all of a sudden it's all about, the kids. It's not about Vaughn anymore. Justice for Vaughn was something that was made up.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful and so gross. Like, literally saying justice for Vaughn isn't justice for Vaughn. Like, seriously, KJ? I mean, that's literally how it started. That's how you got brought into the case was literally justice for Vaughn. Like, it's still, just because you say it's not, thank God people realize that it doesn't mean anything when you say that. People realize it is still justice for Vaughn.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to say in the comments too that I'm really sorry to hear about your mom, Joyful Herbivore.
I didn't see that. I'm
And
sorry.
I'll keep you in my prayers. She said that her mother had passed away a week ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my mom too, which was 8 years ago, but it doesn't get easier. But if you ever need to talk, you can reach out to me anytime because I know what it's like. And you will be in my prayers, sweetie. Yeah, she keeps changing her opinion. I can't believe the way she's attacking Vaughn recently. It was disgusting. This is justice for Vaughn. It is about it is also about the children too. It's very much about the children, but like I said, it's very important to remember why this case was started, and why people started paying attention to it. And it's just because this man is, in my opinion, was verbally and emotionally in a bad situation. And it's unfortunate. And to attack his parents with everything that they're going through right now is disgusting. And it just makes me look at her even more. If that could possibly even be possible, it makes me look at her even worse now.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like,
Even
I mean,
worse.
she clearly hasn't checked the GoFundMe recently. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said what she said. Because an extra $760, the rest went to the first lawyer's retainer. And you forget that when there's two involved, there's going to be another retainer. So, I'm actually glad that people aren't putting out any more information about like the amount of money that she's raised or how much money is a retainer here and a retainer there and everything like that. Because if you want to donate, just donate. And if you don't, then don't. And if this broad says that she donated $500 through Cash App and, she is trying to get it back, again, the reason I don't believe it is because with Cash App, PayPal, those types of things, like they have customer service that you can talk to and you can literally get your money back that way. Just because like she's saying that somebody blocked her, I'm sorry, but that sounds like a KJ thing to do. And like you said, you're like, I want to hear from that person. Well, I wouldn't put it past her to use a voice changer and have her husband come on panel. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't believe anything that she says. Like, if she was to have this lady come forward, I wouldn't even believe her unless she came on her panel. And even then, you're right, she could have somebody else do it. Just like I think it was LB who said earlier that she went through the same thing with KJ. And KJ was saying, a whole bunch of people were asking for their donations back to LB. And literally turns out that it was only one person. And that one person got a refund. And then she later found out that one person was told to ask for their refund. More than likely, allegedly, by KJ. They were told to ask LB for their money back.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. And again, keep putting this out into the ether, KJ, because again, that negative like karma is going to come back to you. And when people act vindictive and there's a whole like army of people behind Vaughn and supporting Letitia, all you're doing is feeding her Cash App, her GoFundMe, her Zelle, her PayPal, her Venmo. You're literally just adding more and more money to it. You would be, if you truly don't want more like donations to be made, just shut up.
How about this? Wait until somebody starts becoming malicious and vindictive and doing horrible things to Without a Crystal Ball. Wait until that happens to her and see. Wait until that one person without a crystal ball that you told all your deepest, darkest secrets to, or that you told about your life or about your life with your husband, or things about even your child, your home life. What if that one person that you confide in chooses to one day turn against you and out that and put all of your business out there online? Let's see how you handle it. Because if you continue to do stuff like this, that's what's going to happen.
I can't wait for that to happen. I feel like that's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And, you know, for as much as she plays the victim, she sure doesn't care about other victims, like her own victims, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She wants people to give her attention for what she's been through, but yet she doesn't want to be held accountable for what she's done to other people. And, you know, you can't continue going around treating people like crap and wondering why so many people are trying to, you know, protect these people, help these people, support them. And you just keep slander. Like, I'm just shocked at like what she can do. I can't even watch her Facebook lives anymore because number one, I can't put it on 2x speed and that annoys me. But like she's so negative.
She is. She does nothing but, and it's like you spread that around. you just spread all that negativity around, and that's bound to come back on you. And just like Llama Girl says, the only reason it hasn't happened so far is because she doesn't have any friends and has never maintained any, not even in high school. She said it herself in an article she wrote. Wow.
Right. She talked about the church when she was a member of the church and how special that was. And then later she tries to say like, oh yeah, Todd and I, we were just faking it. Okay. Well, either they were actually important to you, or you were faking it, which is even more shitty. Like,
right.
Either way, that's just gross. I mean,
you're faking being in church?
Faking, like, some people have said that she faked, like, no, they went to a church, but like said that she was like faking, like the French or and the friendships and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
you know, like, it's just gross. I don't understand how somebody can just be so vindictive and gross and not think like, hey, are my actions and words like affecting people? Like I have, you know, 60,000 some odd people on Facebook and 200 and some odd thousand people and fake accounts on YouTube. Like, you know, I wonder if I'm actually harming somebody with my words right now. Like, don't act like a victim and then actually be the perpetrator. You're muted.
My bad. That's what I'm talking about with her. She acts as though she has no kind of remorse or empathy. It seems like those are things that she lacks, and in my opinion, that's something you should get help for, because empathy is that's an important thing to have through life. It's important to care about other people's feelings just besides your own. That's important. KJ's lies will catch up with her, and one of her lawsuits will cost her. She will get karma by her own doing. Exactly. Exactly. It's borderline personality disorder. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't want to diagnose her because none of us are doctors. But if you are a doctor, shout it out. But what I will say is it's definitely something off, because a person should care about other people's feelings. And she doesn't. I mean, all the way across the board. I've never seen a creator that's so malicious and does mostly as long as things go her way, she's fine. But if things don't go her way, it's all about this campaign of slandering people and making people look like they're the worst people in the world and making people look like they have, and it's crazy to me. I wonder what she does when she comes across people that don't have a record. Like, what does she do then? Like, she's always trying to use people's past against them because she thinks that if you have a past, then your past defines you. Your past doesn't define you. We live in the now. Unless you're repeating the same patterns, just like with you without a crystal ball, your past wouldn't define you either if you weren't doing the same things over and over again. You do the same things that you continue to do over and over and over again. So therefore, people are going to judge you for your past. But when it comes to people who have a past, and they try to be a better person and try to be an outstanding citizen to society and do whatever the best that they can to live life to the fullest and live life with empathy, with compassion, with respect, then, you know what I'm saying? Their past won't be used against them. But with you, your past is always going to be brought up because you keep doing the same things. And people are going to continue to talk about you and continue to have channels about you. And if you think that these channels are bringing traffic to your channel, they may be bringing traffic to your channel. Who knows? But what I will say is you are that one creator that I see that most people who go to your channel turn right back around and go the other way because they see you for who you truly are.
Right? They walk in and they're like, and they skirt right back out of there. And yeah, you can just continue to just cover the Duggars and that stuff. I mean, there's no reason to bring this much chaos and hate and just like, and Jesus, enough Molly. Like, I mean,
get over it.
Yeah, she's
doing her thing. It would be best, for you without a crystal ball. And, it would help you a lot more if you were to just do your own thing, which I know you're not going to. But the better thing for you to do would be for you to do your own thing, mind your own business, and go about your merry way. But of course, you're not going to do that. I just think that eventually you keep doing this and you're going to end up with more lawsuits on your hand before this is over with, because you can't lie on people without some kind of facts supporting what you're saying. And you have no facts, no evidence to prove anything. The only thing that it proves is that you are a jealous, malicious person that's doing whatever you can to slander two other creators in a family that's going through a crisis right now because you're bitter. That's it.
Yeah, it made me sad the other day when she did that live where she was talking about because people felt like her husband had hit her son, and then she brought up all these little pictures and things talking about like, this is what we have to do, these are the little diagrams and stuff that we use with my son. And she talked about this one part where how sometimes like with her son, the best way for him when he gets upset or whatever is he just wants a hug.
Yeah.
And that just hit me like so hard, because I was thinking like, here we've literally seen you scream at your son when you're online and him come in the room and you get agitated. And I mean, in my opinion, if I had a child that was medically fragile, number one, I wouldn't be online for as many hours a day as you are. And if I knew that my son, like, that hugs and like obviously like affection and love towards him was what made him feel better, I sure as hell would not be online talking shit all day to people. He can feed off of your energy, KJ. He can literally tell, like, there's no way that you can put this information out there and be so like nasty. I mean, it's crazy to think that the majority of your content, whether it's this case, the Duggars, the housewives, whatever it is that you cover, it's nothing but negativity. You know, you did a little story about Gypsy Rose getting married the other day, but other than that, 95% of your coverage is slamming people. Don't you think that by you doing that, I mean, your own son that said, oh, finally, at least you're not talking about Josh Duggar. Like, I would never, ever allow my child, like right now, I'm outside because I don't want my own daughter to hear the things that I say to you, because I've never talked nasty in front of my daughter, not even about her father, who's abused us both. And to know that you sit down in the living room or in the office and your son doesn't have that time with you, like, that hurts my heart for him, because that's going to affect him. You can't go around being a nasty, wretched person and think that that aura around you doesn't affect him. You know, there was one video where she was talking about like jack-o'-lanterns or something one time, and she literally was like laughing, like, oh, my son just, he doesn't like me right now. Like, he, you know, he likes his dad. He doesn't want to be around me. No shit, KJ, because you spend all your time away from him, locked up in a room or downstairs in the living room while he's upstairs with his dad for 10 hours a day, or in the basement with the nurses. Like, why not check out from the internet and say, I'm going to allow myself just 8 hours a day, a normal work day, 8 hours a day. And then the other hours I'm going to spend with my son. But no, you can't do that.
No, because she's too busy worried about what everybody else is doing on YouTube. Nobody knows or, you know, sees you behind closed doors. But what we do know, and I'm sure people would be asking me the same question if I was live all throughout the day, constantly posting all that stuff. I'm sure after a while people would be like, where's your kids at? Don't you have 2 kids? You know, like, I'm sure people would say the same thing to me. It's only, like I said, it's only a matter of time before these things start blowing up in your face. You can't keep treating people like this and think that there's no consequences to your actions. Every reaction that you do, there's consequences to them. And I hope that you understand that, you know, in the beginning, you tried to make this about race. That's what you tried to do. Now, all of a sudden, you tried to use Black people to perpetuate a narrative. Okay? Then you're literally contradicting yourself by throwing Letitia and her having a weapon to protect herself that she has a license for. Then you're throwing her under the bus for that. This Black woman, which supposedly you're for Black Lives Matter. Every day it's something different that you perpetuate. Every single day. Now it's theft by deception. I wonder what you're going to say tomorrow, because every day you're perpetuating something different. And thank you so much, Colorfly Studio. I really appreciate your super chat. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate you. It means so much.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction that tomorrow she says something about Molly. You want to make a bet?
I don't even know if I want to bet you, because I'm sure you're 100% right. I'm sure you're 100% right.
She can't keep her mouth shut.
Right. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just if you're drinking when you're watching her lives, don't take a shot when she says Molly.
Especially tomorrow, huh?
Right.
I don't know what else she could possibly say. But
I'm sure she'll think of something.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll think of something. So I guess everybody should just prepare yourself.
Exactly.
Yep. I don't even know what to say anymore about her. She's just really, really, really causing a lot of outrage, and I feel bad for people, but all I can say is remember that she has 2 active lawsuits. Just keep that in mind.
And I'm sure that from what I've heard, and no, I'm not talking about like Molly or Justin or LB or anything like that, KJ. So just to be clear, other ones that I've heard, there's more coming down the pipeline. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. If you keep it up, people are going to start digging up your past without a crystal ball. And all I'm saying is, if you don't have one, great. But everyone has a past. Everyone does.
Yeah, but let's face it, her present is worse than a lot of people's past.
Exactly. Exactly. This is the legacy that you're leaving behind. I'm just going to end it on this. This is a legacy. Do you really want your legacy without a crystal ball to be bashing people, slandering people, talking about people, dragging the name through the mud, being contradicting, being a huge hypocrite? Do you really want your legacy to be that you're just this jealous, hypocritical person that goes around bashing people and lying on people and slandering people? You should always think about what you want your legacy to be and how you want people to remember you. Not that, let's just say you choose one day to retire. It doesn't have to be anything like bad or anything. Let's just say one day you choose to retire. What do you want your legacy to be? Is this what you want your legacy to be? Do you want your legacy to be walking around slandering people, a person who gets sued every other month by a different person because you have to sensationalize and lie about everything? Like, I just wonder, like, who would want their legacy to be this with a whole bunch of channels talking about you? Everybody can't be liars. We all can't be liars. All these channels that bring awareness about you without a crystal ball, they all can't be liars, right? I would think about that, because do you want people looking up your past? Because you're the first person to look up somebody else's past. So you may think that you have a past that maybe you think nobody's ever going to find out, but you never know. One day somebody might. And they're not going to hesitate to put it out there because you're so quick to put out anything on anybody else. You're just amazing and need a super chat, girl. I didn't see any like these. Much love. New to your YouTube. Veston's case, you have super class. Thank you so much, Michelle. That means so much to me. Thank you, beautiful. And I love your picture. Your dog is so pretty. What kind of dog is that? Beautiful.
Is that a bull? Well, it kind of looks like either. Well, maybe it's not big enough to be a bull mastiff.
I'm not good with dogs. Like, I'm not good with figuring out what
I love dogs.
They're so cute. I love it.
It makes me think of a bull mastiff just from the coloring and stuff, or like even like a pit bull, but its face looks more kind of like and its ears, like maybe it's a mix.
Yeah, he's cute though. Look at him.
Oh yeah, an Italian mastiff. I love mastiffs.
An Italian mastiff. Oh, okay.
If they didn't drool as much, I would have one, because they are like the most loving dogs.
She is,
even though they look scary. Yeah. In real life, they're huge.
Oh my gosh, I seen this one lady. She had I forget what they're called, but they are like horses. I'm not even joking. And
a Great Dane.
I think it was a Great Dane, and literally, she is this tiny little girl, like tiny like me, walking with 2 Great Danes. I'm like, oh my gosh. And my son was so amazed because he's never seen one either. It might have been a Cane Corso. I don't know, because I know that they're big too. But I think it was a Great Dane. I think it was huge. Like, I'm not even joking. Like a horse, literally. And I love horses, by the way. Oh, thank you, Tina. I'm 107. She's 1 37. And she's so cute. When she's not online hating, she's thinking it. I agree. Like I said, I'm going to end it on this. You better be careful with putting people's past out there without a crystal ball, because somebody might do that to you. You may think that you don't have a past, but you just never know who's willing to say things. You never know what can be out there. I'm just saying, you better be careful. And you better be careful with slandering people like this. You have no proof of theft by deception or anything like that. And you said that as plain as day with no proof, no nothing. You literally accused other creators of theft. You have no proof of that. That is a lie. That's a big lie. That's slander. And you better hope like hell that nobody comes after you for that. And I'm not talking about, don't take that as a threat. I'm saying as far as lawsuits, are you looking for another lawsuit? That's my question to you. Learn something from the things that you do, all of the things that you do. You would think that you learned something, just something. You have learned nothing. Nothing.
I don't think she'll learn until either her channel gets taken down for like extreme like cyberbullying and cyber stalking and harassment and everything like that, or financially somebody takes her down and she loses her house. And I mean, just think about that, KJ, because if you lose your house and you lose this platform, like, you know, right now you're able to provide a nice place for you and your family. But if you keep harassing people and harming people, you could lose all of that. And then what? You know who's going to suffer the most is your son.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to wrap it up.
All right, I'm going to hop down.
Okay, thank you for coming up as usual. Always a pleasure. And I'm
No
sure
problem.
you'll get again on the next one.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, Goose, for coming up. Okay, so one thing I want to say something real quick is you want to talk about PayPals and all of these types of things. But if I remember last time, PayPals and all these types of things. Oh, my email. You can contact me by my email. I'll put it in the description. Okay. You can contact me by my email. At Gmail. Okay. Is it .com? Okay. Yeah, .com. Anybody can contact me by email, or you can contact me in my about section. All of everything is in my about section too. Anybody can contact me by email. Okay. So what I'm going to say is, you want to talk about PayPals. We're going to end it on this. Without a crystal ball, the last time people donated to you, and I don't know if this is the very last time, but didn't you lie about that PayPal fund or whatever it was that you had people donate to, and use it to remodel your house or something? To remodel your house or build your house or something like that? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that that's what happened with you. Now, I could be wrong, and this is all alleged, but I just remember that a long time ago you had a PayPal fund, and people found out that it was not what it was made for, and you ended up building a house. So you just better be careful with the things that you do, because there's a past on you too, even with PayPal funds. And your past is not squeaky clean. Yes, the Ronald McDonald fundraiser. Llama Girl, make sure you guys go follow her on Twitter. She has amazing content on Twitter. And if you ever need to find out anything about KJ, her Twitter is the place. But with that fund, I'm pretty sure something happened with that fund, and people found out that you used some of that money to build your home or something like that. So you have a past with funds as well. You have a past with fundraisers and GoFundMe, maybe not GoFundMe's, but please miss me with all that. I'm perfect and I'm going to call out other people, but not call out myself or hold myself accountable. Okay. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, you guys. Yes, allegedly. Okay. You have to say allegedly because I'm smart enough to know that if I can't go in my computer and show you guys facts, it's all alleged. Okay. That's why I always make sure that I put that in my description, that I put that everywhere, because at the end of the day, we're creators. We're not attorneys. You know, we're not doctors. We can't diagnose people. And regardless of whether you know something is the truth or not, it still is alleged, because you have to do that to protect yourself. Just like with her saying theft by deception. Now, if she would have said allegedly, that's different, because that's literally just alleged. That's something that she heard. It could be hearsay, whatever. We all know that that's technically the truth, but we don't know for sure. I cannot pull it up and show you guys the facts to back that up. So therefore, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But what I will say is that you better be careful when you make accusations without facts to back it up. If I can't bring up my screen and show you detail of how that fundraiser was a fraud, no, I'm not going to do that. So it's alleged, because I don't have time for that. Everybody knows the truth. Okay. So all I can say is, in conclusion with this whole entire thing, without a crystal ball, you need to stop. You need to leave this family alone. You need to leave creators that are covering this case alone, because at the end of the day, you're not perfect. Nobody is. We all make mistakes. We all have a past. And what you're doing is you're crossing lines here. You're overstepping boundaries. So you better be careful. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for everyone who became a member. Don't forget about our members live tomorrow. And thank you to my amazing mods, Sparkle, Goose, Llama Girl, Terrell. Am I forgetting somebody? Save Robbie was in here earlier. Thank you to my mods. You guys are amazing. I couldn't do this without you guys. And thank you for Goose being on panel. Thank you for all of your love and support. I think you guys are so amazing. I love you guys. And yes, hit the like button before you leave. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces. I'm going to play my thing, even though it's not an outro, but I'm going to make an outro. I think I did pretty good on it. So let's watch it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Deuces, you guys. Love you. Bye.
She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your two-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, deal dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work, deal dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my two-step, my little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, deal dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work, deal dance, make it work.
Bye, you guys.